Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Afternoon Tune. I'm your host, Josh, and today I have my co-host Sage from Rated M for Immaturity. How's it going there, Sage?
Hey, doing pretty fantastic, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing incredible. Yeah, Mr. Fantastic and Mr. Incredible over here on this wonderful Monday. There, doing another great show. Got some good stuff to review, good stuff to discuss. No real news there. What was it? You said there was a trailer maybe from one of the game shows there, maybe.
On Thursday this week, there's going to be a PlayStation State of Play that's going to be like I think even longer than like an hour even or something like that. But yeah, none of that stuff has come out yet. But next week for sure we'll have like a huge batch of stuff to go through.
Okay, cool there. Very awesome there. But today, yeah, no real news there, no trailers dropped. Usually the Super Bowl is usually the time when some big trailers drop. Nothing really big
Well, half
trailer
of them
movie.
have been replaced with AI. So
Yeah, AI shit. It was mostly AI and fat commercials like
and by
Mike
this,
Tyson.
sorry.
Oh yeah, just saying like Mike Tyson talking about what a fat bitch you are and you should eat an apple. Like, okay, thanks, Mike Tyson, I guess. Okay. But what else?
If he didn't want me to eat all those chicken nuggets, why'd he put his name on them?
He's got chicken nuggets, Mike Tyson.
Not actually, but Tyson, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about the Tyson? Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, mostly the commercials like AI, Duncan doing it. I thought that was like the weirdest one, the Duncan one. I don't know what the thing.
That was weird. They would have been better off just replaying that Dunkachino scene from Jack and Jill.
You would think, I mean, Ben Affleck became like the Duncan guy because he became like a meme of him holding all the Duncan shit and falling, spilling all over. And they go like, oh, let's give this guy a Duncan commercial. And then, I don't know, it should have been Al Pacino. He the one that did a whole musical and shit for it. It's like, I don't know.
He went all out.
Yeah, he missed it. Yeah, missed the opportunity.
I do think it being like a Goodwill Hunting commercial, it says something about society's just inability to let nostalgia for anything go.
And then they were all de-aged and it looked creepy and weird.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think they were using AI to do that. That's why it looks so off. Because there was the Jurassic Park one too, and they also looked really weird, all of them.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. You talking about the Xfinity? That was the Xfinity one.
I think it was the Xfinity.
Okay, that looked like they just kind of just ripped the scene from the movie and just put in the Xfinity. Was that they de-aged
their
them?
faces looked weird to me. So I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Like I could just have been looking at it wrong, or low resolution messed with my perception of it. But I don't know. To me, it looked weird. The way it was edited together just didn't seem right. It set off the uncanny valley alert in my brain.
Maybe that's the problem, man. You're getting AI psychosis. Everything's AI, man. That's what they want you to do, man. They want you to get AI sick, man.
I mean, that's true. That's why they had commercials for that like Ring doorbell service, which is just like some 1984 sci-fi like dystopian technology.
So yeah. This was the Jurassic World or Park commercial, I should say.
Okay, I noticed how they're also only using Jurassic Park and not using Jurassic World, even though that's supposed to be the current iteration of the franchise. I think that says something about how people don't actually really maybe respond as well to those movies.
Okay. See, now Jeff Goldblum and I forgot his name.
Yeah, that looks weird, right?
That looks weird, but when it's Samuel Jackson, that looks like it's just straight from the movie.
Yeah, that looks fine. It's definitely them in the car that I was just like, why do they look like that?
Yeah. Laura Dern, she looks, I guess, fine. I guess she looks.
Yeah, she looks pretty normal. Yeah. Although I will say, if this commercial is to be believed, we finally understand why Xfinity has such bad customer service. It's because Wayne Newton's character from Jurassic Park's on the other end. That looks weird.
Okay, Laura Dern looks like she's not even in the same scene as the rest of them.
Yeah, Sam Neill's face just looks He looks like he's wearing a Sam Neill mask.
It looks very too smooth and
Yeah.
too, yeah, dollish, like a toy. He looked like Toy Story. Like Andy's playing with Jurassic Park dolls or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that just looks very strange. That looks strange too. Yeah.
Like the Marvel de-aging CGI in, let's go back 10 years in Civil War, looks way better than whatever I'm looking at here.
Yeah. Hmm. Man. I don't even remember all this really. I completely wiped this commercial. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I just kind of maybe stopped looking at it when they showed the Xfinity thing. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I stopped looking at
I
it.
mean, that's a very reasonable reaction.
You know. Um, yeah, okay. So you got that. And let me show you the Duncan one. The Duncan one was also kind of weird as well. That kind of happened. Uh, this one to me was the worst one, I think, for me. I don't know. Did you pay attention much to the commercials with the Super
Oh, I
Bowl?
mean, I didn't watch it. The Super Bowl. I didn't watch the commercial. I didn't really watch anything. I just happened to catch a few things online, like when people were talking about what was weird, and then I just happened to see some stuff. But yeah, I know I did see this because you sent it to me, and yeah, it's strange.
Yeah. Like it's just 90s. Did he get first created in the 90s or something? Or I don't understand what the
I
connection.
guess it must have, at least certainly where I live. It's a relatively more recent brand that has kind of started to populate the area. I mean, I when I was a kid, we had you'd find like a Krispy Kreme more, and I hadn't even heard of Dunkin' Donuts until maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah. Krispy Kreme is always better. Better donuts. If you want like a good donut, Krispy Kreme is kind of the way to go.
You'll love
Um,
them, and they'll kill you.
yeah, very sweet. Very, very sweet. Krispy Kreme.
I'd have to drive like an entire state to get to find a Krispy Kreme now.
Yeah. But then yeah, it's all like these people from the 90s, big 90s nostalgia. You got because the commercial is Goodwill Duncan, so it's a play on Goodwill Hunting, which was a movie obviously Ben Affleck famous for being and doing. Won an Oscar for it.
And he won't stop bringing it up, as evidenced by this commercial.
Yeah, so it seems kind of weird. I mean, he doesn't seem like a big nostalgia guy. Like he would care about like, oh, let's go back and reference Goodwill Hunting again. But then you got George Costanza, you got him, Jason Alexander. Then at the table you got what's his real name? Matt LeBlanc, who's
Yep, yep.
Johnny, right? Or Joey, I'm sorry.
Joey.
Joey from Friends.
Well, Joey from Joey, and also I guess from Friends.
Yeah, because he was like a real kind of guy there. I didn't see this part. I didn't know that the woman from Different World was in this too. I forgot her name. I think her name is Jasmine something.
And are they using AI to de-age all of these people, just like they did in the Jurassic? They don't look as off-putting, I guess. Their faces don't look quite as weird to me as the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah. Then you got Carlton from Fresh Prince, and you got Urkel from Family Matters there. So all these big like 90s people in here. Okay. Um their faces look okay. I mean, I think yeah, they maybe do look a little better than the well, he looks the worst. Joey looks the worst, I think, out of
Yeah,
everybody.
that is yeah.
He looks the kind of maybe the worst out of everybody.
His forehead actually is in particular, I think, what's throwing me off.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with his forehead.
I don't remember. Did Ben Affleck didn't look like that in Goodwill Hunting? It's been a minute since I watched that. Did he look like that in Goodwill Hunting?
I don't think so. That's more what Matt Damon looked like
Yeah.
with the hair
Unless,
and
oh, is he
everything.
supposed to be playing Matt Damon? I guess, or
Maybe he's
something?
playing Matt Damon's character.
Oh yeah, because I guess because Jennifer Aniston shows up and she says the line "Good one, how you like them apples" or something. Yeah, I guess. I guess
Is
he's
this just his deep-seated resentment that he didn't get to play the other character, even though he wrote the script?
yeah. Maybe. So I guess yeah, I guess maybe he is supposed to be the Matt Damon character. You got Ted Danson's in here. Okay, that's
you
another
know
big.
what's always really funny to me about any time, whether it's in a Marvel movie or this commercial, which I noticed it in the Jurassic Park commercial just now. Anytime you have like old dudes then have like a de-aging effect put on them, like one of the things that I think gives it that uncanny valley effect is even though their faces might look young, their like hunched body language and like shoulders look like a 70-year-old man. Like they look old because of the way their bodies are sitting. And it's something about the young face on their body and just that posture they always have. That really throws the effect off.
Yeah. I noticed that when what was that Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese movie?
Oh, the
Uh
Irishman.
The Irishman, where it's like
Yeah,
they de-aged him, and then like he's still walking around like an old man, but they're supposed
yeah.
to be like in their 40s or 30s. Like clearly, this is a 70-some-year-old guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, as much as you de-age him, it's still clearly a 70-some-year-old man.
I
Um,
noticed that with Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel as well. Like as much as he's fun to watch, it's like I could tell you're way older than you're trying to pretend to be.
and especially when he started running, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
this is
and if they have to run, it's like game over. The illusion is broken.
yeah. So you got that kind of going on. Okay. And then there goes Jennifer Aniston. And then for some reason, Tom Brady. I don't know. Tom Brady just has to be in everything, every commercial now, I guess.
Is it just because they were at the Super Bowl, or
I mean, he's been in a lot of commercials. I guess you could say, yeah, the Super Bowl too, I guess. Um, and everything like that. But it's like, okay, I mean, then you got that.
all right?
I don't know. Maybe they just think Tom will go insane if he isn't in something, I guess, now that he's not playing football anymore.
You know what? That's a possibility. He may go insane if he just doesn't have attention on him.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it was just mostly kind of AI stuff. Yeah, Mike Tyson. The only real movie thing that like was the Brad Pitt thing of him returning as Cliff Booth and or what's his name, Cliff or Clinton Booth, from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So David Fincher is doing a sequel to that movie or like a spinoff with
Oh,
his character in it. I don't know if you
I
have
never
you
even saw that movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I don't love it or anything like that. It's,
Sure.
but it's cool.
I've heard a
Um,
lot of people say it's really good until it hits the third act, and then they were like as disappointed as they could be in the movie by
yeah.
the end.
The third act is kind of like the third act from like 28 years later, kind of. It's like, oh, okay, like I guess this is what this is. It's happening, I guess. Um, all right. But yeah, so
Well,
this
I,
is
I do think they released a small teaser for, I know it wasn't like a full trailer, but for Supergirl. But it was at the they play the like kitten puppy bowls or whatever, where there's just a bunch of animals up for adoption. Those like pre-shows before the actual Super Bowl. And I think there was a Supergirl promotion attached to that puppy bowl.
oh, because it shows like puppy crypto.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
I'll play that. Yeah. So this is like the Adventures of Cliff Booth here.
So you helped Rick subdue those hippie intruders, huh?
Something like that.
This was
Yeah,
also
good luck.
weird, I guess, because they can't show guns or him smoking, I guess, at the Super Bowl, so they blurred it out, I guess. Or I don't know if that's supposed to be in the
Oh,
trailer. They
Sesame
supposed
Town.
or they
Maybe
did it
this
in-
will be sort of a
I know
Scott
better than
Pilgrim-esque
getting away
film.
with
I
a
don't
good
know.
Story.
That's kind of a bizarre amount of censorship for smoking. Like if there's nudity, like the dancer on the stage, that's one thing. But like just people holding cigarettes in their hand, like that's. I mean, you can see
think
the
it's-
smoke still, so you're not hiding it completely. Even
Yeah.
unless it's supposed to be like weed, but I feel like we as a society are a lot less sensitive about that than we used to be. So I don't know.
Seems very kind of like they're doing like a Maxine type thing with it, or that like that third. I don't know if you've seen Maxine.
I've seen the first two, but I never saw the third one.
Okay, and Maxine took place in the 80s. This seems like it's still kind of like 70s. It seems more like mid 70s. The first movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, took place in the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, because when did the Manson murders happened in the 60s, right?
Yeah, I think so. It was either the late '60s or maybe very, very beginning of the '70s. It was
Yeah,
right in there, though.
1969. Took place in 1969.
Every time that subject matter comes up, I always think back to Walk Hard when they're going through all his whole life and they get to the 60s, they're having a big party. And I think Charles Manson is at the party. They're all talking about how he's like, he makes such bad music. He's a really nice guy, though.
Man, that's what drove him crazy. Everybody said his music sucked. Maybe they said he was good. Maybe he wouldn't have went fucking crazy, I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying he would not have survived in the age of internet trolls.
Yeah. Maybe that's what's keeping Jared Leto. I guess people kind of like his music a little bit, I guess. Even though I don't know who. I guess
well,
some
I
people do.
guess I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah,
People
some
like
people
it.
do.
That's fine.
Yeah. So he can have like
Not James Gunn sneaking in little jabs at it in his last show.
Oh man.
Think you're real funny, huh?
I'm a little funny.
I get kind of like like nice guys type feel, I guess. I don't know. What about you? What do you think?
Man, I feel like because I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that would inform what this is a lot. Does it? Because this seems to be taking place after, right? It's like a sequel, not a prequel.
Yeah, because he looks, I don't know, kind of older. I mean, Brad Pitt's already old. He was already old when he did the movie, but he looks older, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking on the Wikipedia. Doesn't really have it has no synopsis, so doesn't really have anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's shot well. I mean, I see competent filmmaking on display, but I don't know if it doesn't really give me a whole lot of character to really work with.
Yeah. Apparently, this is going to be Tarantino and Fincher's most expensive film. As the former revealed that the film will have around a $200 million budget. Wow. $200 million. Okay.
Interesting. I mean, for something that is like more of a drama about like an actor, that seems pretty high.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell are they doing. I mean, what the fuck are they doing? It doesn't look like they're doing a lot. I mean, like, okay, $200 million.
Maybe it's a superhero movie and some big stuff blows up at the end, and they're just not showing that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of only big thing, real movie wise, really, there at the Super Bowl. But then they showed, like you said, the Puppy Bowl. You like dogs? Did you like see the Puppy Bowl there?
I saw more of it than I saw of the football game.
Yeah, so it's like a minute.
They did. I mean, it was kind of the worst timing because like there was a dog at that was like, you know, in a big harness with a, you know, like a doggy wheelchair and all that. And it was like the dog they gave the winning toy to at the end or whatever. And then today, the day after the Super Bowl, you go online and it's just like posts about like, yeah, that dog died.
Oh,
like that's all over. I'm like, okay, thanks, internet. Like that's a nice way to wake up.
Yeah, you didn't adopt him fast enough. He died, man. There you go. It's your fault.
That's what they do if you don't get them out of there.
Yeah. So this is the Supergirl Super Bowl teaser. Okay, so it's a minute long. Let's see what it's all about here. So who do you think it's like a funeral? Who do you think it's the funeral of?
I think they're basically knowing the planet is like falling apart, and they're basically I think it's a funeral for the planet or for just their whole people.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like a ceremonial sort of like the elves leaving Middle Earth at the end of the trilogy sort of thing.
Okay. Was this in the book?
I don't remember that exactly, but to be fair, it has also been a good few years. So I'm planning on revisiting it before the movie comes out.
Who are you? What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Kraton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
Oh yeah, they're going to Kandor.
For you guys.
And what's Kandor?
So Kandor is a Kryptonian city in a bottle, like that's been like miniaturized and literally is inside of a bottle that often is one of the many things sitting around the Fortress of Solitude. And for many decades of comics where Superman will have that, and it'll sort of be like a side project that he'll be working on as a scientist to try and return all those people to like normal size. So it's different why it's miniaturized depending on the version you look for, but sometimes it's miniaturized because Brainiac miniaturized it to make it part of his collection. And since Brainiac is the villain in the next Superman movie, I would not be surprised if they tee up Brainiac a little bit with her backstory in this.
Okay. You said maybe they'll do the origin from like Superman the animated series with Brainiac, maybe that he was like the
I mean,
AI for
that's
Krypton.
my personal favorite version. I don't know if they'll go for that or not, but I hope they do. And I know James Gunn has said like the animated universe that's from is like a big favorite of his, and that does inform this world. So I think there's a possibility, but typically Brainiac is like an actual alien. He's not usually a robot, but like I said, there's a lot of interpretations.
What's Superman like?
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
So no real new footage except for like the beginning, really.
Yeah, it's mostly just Crypto.
Yeah, that's pretty much it there.
It's about to be the star of this whole cinematic universe, it seems like.
Pretty much. Do you prefer when the cape? I'll get a shot because it says. Do you prefer when the symbol's also on the cape in the back, or no? You like just the plain?
I actually kind of prefer the plain cape.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I like it on the chest and then leave the cape just one big red.
Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much it there. Just kind of the crypto stuff with that. Man. People stop doing them crypto commercials. At least you can see that super. That shit died fast.
Yeah. Well, wait till Dexstar shows up in a movie. We'll start getting the CG animals back.
I guess the new thing now is Poly Market. That's the new thing. Poly gambling. There's a lot of gambling ads too. A lot of like gambling shit there too. So
we need more of that on the internet for sure.
But yeah. So that was Super Bowl commercials there. And yeah, we're gonna talk about, like I said, All You Need Is Kill. We're gonna do that. Sage is gonna give his most anticipated things of 2026 there, games, movies, all that type of stuff there, shows.
And I don't remember what I put on my list now, so I might need you to read the names off for me.
Okay, no problem. Also, you got a video game review for Still Wakes the Deep there as well. And of course, after this, we'll go ahead and rate somebody. Who's on right now? I don't know if you had anybody on your side.
I can certainly check.
Let's see, got some good people on right now. Geekdom is on right now. What is Geekdom doing? He's still playing that Gooner game. Let's see.
Is he really? I mean, I've just heard it's so bad. It would kind of blow my mind if we're still on that one.
He's playing Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza. I think he's been binging that game because the new one's coming out. New Yakuza game's coming out.
I want to say the new one's another remake of one of the older ones, but I'm not that versed in that franchise, so I'm not sure.
Neil wanted to come on and do a retro review for one of the games since they were releasing it. So Monday.
It's a big series. I mean, it's been around for a long time. It's got a huge fan base. The games are all really long. I actually did try playing one a couple of years ago, and I got like 15 hours in, and I got a little burnt out because there was so much to it, and I mean to go back and try it more, but yeah, I just know they're like huge long games, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah. So you never beat one? Never beat a Yakuza game?
No, and even the one that I played more of, it was like a spin-off. It wasn't even one of the main ones.
Gotcha. So yeah, he's doing that, playing that Yakuza there. Renee Goddess is on. Meanie Portable's on. Content creator, wrestling content creator there, streamer. I think it's probably Monday. She's probably doing Raw right now. That's probably what she's doing Raw. The Chill Spot. The Chill Spot is on right now. Love the Chill Spot. Good guy, good friend of the channel. The Chill Spot there. Just watching some streams there. He's doing that. Very awesome. Lucky Dog is on. Always love Lucky Dog.
Hey.
There. He still rocking a Christmas sweater on there. So that's
maybe it's cold where he is.
oh, it's commercial now. Yeah. Lucky Dog, you're rocking the Christmas sweater. Awesome stuff there. Yeah, he said maybe it's cold. Yeah. I don't know where Lucky Dog is actually.
Watching something called Extracted. Sounds like.
Extra. Oh, that Chris Hemsworth movie.
Oh, is that what that is? Is it another Russo brothers Netflix action film?
No, it's actually good. So no, it's
Oh.
not. So nah. Oh, it seems like a TV show. Oh, okay. So the one I'm thinking about is a movie.
Hmm.
Extracted. Yeah. Chris Hemsworth was in it. It was pretty good, pretty decent Netflix action movie. You know, fine there. So yeah. So he's doing that. So good people to raid after the stream there. So let people know about you, what you got going on, what you got coming up next, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can find me over at Rated M for Immaturity, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all under that exact same name. Tuesdays, about 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we stream. We're working our way through that Indiana Jones DLC. Got like way more out of it than I expected to. There's a lot of side missions and stuff in that game, and just a lot of great stuff. I still just cannot recommend that enough for Indiana Jones fans. Otherwise, we also are on Saturday nights typically. Playing Warhammer Space Marine 2. We got a lot of that to eat through still, so we're gonna be playing it for a while. Yeah, those are our two main shows during the week. But you can go to YouTube over there as well. Find like a huge backlog of all this stuff. Puzzle games, horror games, action games. I mean, pretty much name a genre, and we've probably done it. There's maybe a few exceptions, like not a lot of RTS type stuff, but it's a lot of different things on there. And then you can also go over to Amazon and buy Red Age, my co-author's book that we released last year, trying to sort of take the realm of dinosaur fiction over and kind of boot Jurassic Park, or at least not Jurassic Park, but Jurassic World over to the side a little bit.
Nice. Very awesome. You want to be the next person in a CGI commercial on the Super Bowl.
I think what we made is like that little sensor effect they were doing in that trailer. You'd have to do so much of that for stuff if you were to animate what we wrote. I don't even think it'd be worth it. It'd just be a big sensor screen.
Very awesome. Now, make sure to put all those links in the description below there. As always, when we do these videos, very, very cool there. Awesome stuff there. Did you have a preference what you wanted to start with first there?
I figure we could probably do the game review before the anticipated list, at least.
Okay. Very cool there. Also, maybe I don't want to forget it. Doing a stream Thursday instead of Wednesday there. Neil and maybe Nick will be on doing a review Iron Lung, Markiplier, that YouTuber movie. Doing really well at the box office, killing it at the box office.
Killing Melania for sure.
Yeah. Man, I've been enjoying the reviews of Melania. I've been watching that. So there's that. But yeah.
I think it's probably a sign of the quality of Rush Hour 4. What do you think?
I think people, I mean, do you really give credit for Rush Hour, how good it was really on Brett Ratner? I mean, that just seems mostly it was like Chris Tucker and
it's entirely predicated on the chemistry of the actors.
Yeah.
That movie is nothing if not for the two of them.
Yeah. So that's really kind of them. And I don't know how much was improvised and everything like that on it. I don't know.
Yeah, that I don't know. But I'll tell you what you can give Brett Ratner all the credit for. X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah, the changes he made with that, all that stuff. Yeah, you can give him credit with that there. So it's like, man, it's funny that they had two sexual predators back to back. I mean, it's kind of wild.
Well, and of all the franchises for that to happen to, I feel like X-Men is like the worst one because X-Men is so about like marginalized groups finding community amongst themselves and like being like this safe place for outcasts, and so like for that to happen to that particular franchise, I feel like is just deeply sad.
Yeah. So yeah, Iron Lung. His and Hers, that Netflix miniseries, if Nick still wants to do that one. Ride Lane, Valentine's Day is coming up, so we'll do a review for Ride Lane, the Valentine's movie there.
I would
Also,
not be surprised if you guys end up talking about one or two trailers from that PlayStation State of Play on Thursday, because I guarantee you there's going to be something for Wolverine.
I hope so. I hope so. There's something for Wolverine there. That'd be cool if it was.
It's I mean, it's going to be an hour, like more than an hour, and that's like the big exclusive for 2026. So
So we'll see. Maybe Mystique will look more woke in that trailer. So we'll see. Yeah. So that to do what else there? Also, yeah, Rylane. Last Dragon. Also do a review for the Last Dragon. I'll do a review for that one for February. For that. Very, very awesome there. So that's what we got. Upcoming streams. No stream. Oh yeah, stream Friday there as well. If Nick and Dust can join me, Dracula, doing a review for that. That Luc Besson Dracula. Seems like a weird guy. I don't know why he wants to do a Dracula movie, but okay, he wants to do Dracula. I'll try to see if I can see Strangers Chapter 3. I saw the movie Whistle, that new movie with Daphne Keane. There. So
I'm excited to hear your review for that one, honestly, because I saw that trailer attached to the Silent Hill Return to Silent Hill movie, and it seemed like a pretty low rent horror film. So
yes, there's some cool stuff in it. Like some of the kills are really cool. The concept of like the thing that happens in it is kind of similar to something like It Follows or something like that. And they do some cool stuff with the kills, but other than that, like everybody in here is like stereotypes. Everybody's like generic high school person, in it and all this stuff. Like, yeah, it's not very great. So yeah.
See, and that's too bad, because I mean, and not that like it would be like a horror movie like that, but for maybe 20 years I've had the idea that you could do something very cool and intimidating in like a film with Aztec death whistles. I was imagining, maybe something more like a war film where like you hear 1,000 of those things coming over the hill, and it'd be like, that would be scary. But
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much lore you know about it. I don't know if you want to go see the movie and correct the lore of it. But,
I just know it was like, it was used. There was like an actual death whistle that the Aztecs would use to intimidate, like before battle or going into battle. And that noise it makes is kind of terrifying, but it's terrifying in the holy shit, a bunch of Aztecs are about to come cut my heart out. Not teenage slasher horror film so much.
And the tagline for the movie is very unfortunate. It's "Don't blow it." That's okay. That's the tagline of the movie.
Oh man, that might be the best or like best worst tagline since Mortal Kombat Annihilation came out.
What was the tagline for that one?
Your expectations will be destroyed.
Oh, wow. But yeah, that's don't blow it. Okay, there you go. I mean, it just feels like y'all should have just took a little minute to think about that for a second. Like, maybe this is not the best to use, but maybe you could do that.
That's you know what? It reminds me of the Bye Bye Man too.
What was that one?
Don't think it, don't say it.
Oh, but that's
well, in that movie, it's especially bad because he like reads that and then he goes, "The Bye Bye," like says it out loud immediately after reading.
Oh man. Yeah, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, Whistle, Crime 101, which is that Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry movie. Do that. Wuthering Heights, that movie with Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. I hear that's garbage, but it seems like a fun garbage. So
okay. I mean, I love fun garbage, man.
Yeah. Did you like Saltburn?
Never saw that one, but I've heard a lot of things about it being crazy.
Yeah, that's got Joker in it. Barry Keoghan, his crazy little ass. He's in it. Jacob Elordi's also in that movie too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, that movie has like a weird twist ending to it, like Kaiser Soze type shit in it. For some reason. And then all of a sudden, I think they said that because this is a scene in the movie where Barry Keoghan like takes his pants off and like fucks a grave, and they said that was all improvised. Like that wasn't in the script. Like he just took his pants off and just started humping the grave, and they're like, yeah, we didn't tell him to do that. He just kind of did it. And it's like, oh, okay, interesting.
Does the context of the scene seem like it leads into that in any organic way? Or
It's like because so Jacob Elordi's in the movie, and Jacob Elordi's part of this very rich family, and he invites him to his house to like spend time with him, because he's like, oh, I feel sorry for this dude. This dude's all alone. Let him. I forgot exactly if it was like holiday or something, or Christmas or something, and then. Yeah, he kind of falls in love with the dude. He kind of, in a way, falls in love with Jacob Elordi in a way, and something happens in the movie where Jacob Elordi dies, and then he like starts kissing the grave site, and then he starts getting all intimate with it, and then starts unbuckling his pants, and then just it's like what? There's even a scene where he his bath water, like Jacob Elordi's in the bath, and then he gets out, and then he starts drinking the bath water.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like fucking crazy. Yeah, but So that's let me see this. So this is the scene, right here. He just he starts crying and then starts just undressing himself. Yeah.
To blur
Got a
anyone.
blur. Yeah.
The fuck? That's weird. That's so weird.
It's from the same director. She did Promising Young Woman. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, Promising Young Woman.
Did that have was that Charlize Theron?
No.
I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, I think she had like young adult, I think is what you're thinking.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't think I have.
Yeah. I like that movie. That movie's all right. Yeah, that's kind of when she bursted onto the scene with that. So but yeah, Wuthering Heights, based on a book there. And people are mad. People who've read the book, some people are pretty mad about it because they go like, this is nothing like the book at all. Then there's this Charlie XCX movie called The Moment. There's that, like this mockumentary type thing. I want to go check that out. Then there's the Gore Verbinski movie, Good Look, Have Fun, Don't Die, as well. You a fan of Gore Verbinski?
Remind me of Gore Verbinski movies.
He did Rango.
I did like Rango.
He did the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I think the first one is shockingly good, considering it's based on a theme park ride, and I think they only made one of those movies.
Yeah, he did 3 of them, and they made how many? 5 or 4 Pirates of the Caribbean movies? I forgot.
Something like that. Yeah,
I mean, a shit ton.
I mean, I really, pretty much immediately with 2, I was like, all right, this is not good.
Yeah,
this isn't good anymore.
He also did Lone Ranger. He did that. Yeah. He did The Ring.
Not a fan of that one.
Did you like The Ring, Naomi Watts?
The first one? Yeah, I like the first one.
Okay.
I think the first one. I don't think it's as good as the Japanese version, but I think it's a decent American remake as far as those go.
Oh, I didn't know. I forgot he did that. The Weatherman. I like The Weatherman.
Oh yeah, that's a solid Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, I like The Weatherman there. Nicholas Hoult. Yeah, was in that. Yeah, young, and it was a reunion.
God, was he?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Reunion. They joined up for what was it?
Renfield.
Renfield. They joined up for that again.
That movie could have been so much better.
Yeah, I was disappointed by that. Renfield. But yeah, so he's I'd say he's more hit or miss. Yeah.
There's a mix.
I love Rango. Rango's awesome. I love Rango.
Yeah, Rango's great. I think Rango's great. I like the Ring. I like Weatherman. There's a few pretty solid hits in there.
Yeah, I like the first Pirates of the Caribbean. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I think the first one's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Iconic theme. Yeah. Iconic theme. I love the theme of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah. That's like a kind of a classic like Hollywood film score now.
Yeah, who did that one?
That I don't know, honestly. It's a great score though.
Yeah, brilliant score.
I mean, I'll say this for the sequels, even though I'm not a big fan of them, music is consistently good throughout all of them.
Yeah. The only sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean I like is Stranger Tides. I kind of like that one.
Is
Uh,
that 4?
I think that's 4. That was the
Okay.
one with was it Penelope Cruz? I think Penelope
I
Cruz in it.
believe you're right. I stopped watching them after the third one because it was like 2 in a row. I didn't enjoy it, so I just never saw another one. But I do remember because it's Penelope Cruz and then is Ian McShane Blackbeard in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of works. Yeah.
Ian
Um,
McShane just always kind of works, to be honest. Like even in things I think aren't good, if he pops up, I'm like, oh hey, right spot.
yeah. Even if it's in something kind of bad, like and we just talked about him, Brent Ratner, because he did Hercules, I think, right? Brent Ratner.
Was that the Dwayne Johnson one?
Yeah, and like he's kind of cool in that movie. I was
He
like,
is.
okay, yeah. But yeah, Stranger Tides was I mean, I guess it was more kind of low key than the other
Sure.
ones. Like it wasn't like hugely big and all the stuff going on and all that other stuff. Like,
It wasn't trying to compete with Lord of the Rings just because it was another popular trilogy.
yeah, it wasn't like so massively bloated. And then yeah, because in the sequels, it was like all of a sudden it's like people switching sides, and this person's a double agent, and then the good guys are the bad guys, but the bad guys are the good guys, and they reverse. I was like, what the fuck is happening in this? Why is
the,
this so
the
confusing?
afterlife and like the end of the world.
Yeah. And this was the one where Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom gave up, like they stopped coming back, and they had to replace them with other ones.
Well, that's actually the thing that made me consider watching it. I think is the fact that I think you know what, you could have done a few sequels to Pirates of the Caribbean, and I might have liked all of them if every movie was Captain Jack Sparrow getting tangled up in a different messy situation with a new cast of characters. I think if that was the formula you stuck to, I think you maybe could have made that work for a lot longer.
Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, because he like it. I think the premise is like they're trying to find like the fountain of youth or something. I think.
Mm,
And I think Penelope Cruz is the daughter of Blackbeard. I think
gotcha.
in it, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that kind of worked in it. Um,
Is that the best Blackbeard performance you've seen?
oh, I mean, I don't know a lot of Blackbeard performances, honestly. I mean,
There's a Ray Stevenson did a great one in the show Black Sails. That was
okay.
really great. Um, and then John Malkovich did a very, very weird one in like a short-lived, like 13 episode NBC TV series. That was just bizarre. It's worth watching if you find John Malkovich funny, just because it's a weird show.
Okay. So it says here actors who've played Blackbeard. So you got Ian McShane, Ray Stevenson, like you said. Oh, rest in peace to him, Ray
Yeah.
Stevenson. Angus McFadden, Helmut Krause, Randall Malone, Louis uh, Basaglapi.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not recognizing some of these some of these other
Um,
names.
yeah. But I think I mean, Blackbeard is considered like what the most famous pirate in history, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the guy who plays him in One Piece, he's pretty cool. I like him. I
Yeah.
guess he'd be my favorite.
I haven't
Black,
seen that one.
yeah. He's pretty good villain in it. Blackbeard in One Piece. He's pretty kind of good villain in that. You got that kind of going on. But let's see. I don't know. Let's see what you think of his performance there.
Is this the anime or the live action show?
Anime.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure he's gonna be in the live action show. So maybe they'll get Ian McShane back to be Blackbeard. It's like, maybe they. So this is him in One Piece.
あの覇気で3000万はねえと思ったが、ここまでとは。どうすんだよ、船長。おいてめえ、ボケっと突っ立ってんじゃねえぞ。
Is this like a club or?
何してんだ。やかましい。
Yeah. For some reason, they portrayed Blackbeard like he's Andre the Giant. I guess. Like, they kinda portray him like that.
Yeah, it's not what I would imagine when I would think he'd have a big black beard more than anything.
Yeah, I guess he's missing the the Blackbeard part of Blackbeard.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he
Um,
grows it out. Maybe he's just young there. I don't know.
No, he doesn't have really a beard throughout the whole thing. I don't think
Oh,
so.
really? Oh, okay.
No. Yeah.
Well, with
Uh,
1,000 episodes, I'd think he'd have time to grow one, but all right.
Season 2's coming out. One Piece. Oh, okay. So he does maybe grow a beard. Okay, so this is more further. Okay, I must have not got to this part.
Well, how much of the show have you watched?
Sometimes I've gotten kind of far sometimes, but then I I take long breaks, so then I forget of what I watched, so I got to go all the way back to the beginning. I'm like,
You're never
Sisyphus-
gonna finish the show that way.
yeah. I'm like, what's that dude who rolls the boulder up the hill? What's his name?
Like in Greek mythology, Sisyphus.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sisyphus. Yeah, I'm like him. I keep trying to get to the top, and then I keep going back. Like, oh shit, I'm back where I started again.
That's the main character in Attack on Titan's whole life story right there.
So yeah, this is him currently.
Okay, so he gets a beard.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know about the devil fruits or anything like that. I don't know if you know that. No. Okay.
I've
yeah.
heard the term, but I couldn't tell you what it means.
Yeah. Yeah. So he has like a devil fruit, and then he's able to like steal other people's devil fruits and things like that. So he's got like multiple powers and things like that. Something that I guess was considered impossible at one time. So he's a very dangerous threat in the show, from my understanding there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not watching that shit anyway.
I've had people like go on about it at length and really like that are really into it and tell me a whole bunch of plot details. And I'm like, you know what, I don't care, but you're my friend. I'm gonna listen because you're into it. So I'm gonna give you the grace to just be excited about it, and I'm just gonna not say anything. But I don't remember most of what they would have told me.
Yeah. So season 2, and then this is big because they're gonna introduce Robin. Robin's in it. Robin's a big character from the show. I think people were mad because they actually got like a Russian woman to be in it, and the character I think Robin is supposed to be Russian. I think that's supposed to be her.
So they're mad that it was accurate, or
well, just because of what's going on, like Russia, Ukraine. So there were
Sure.
some people were mad, like, why are you getting like, has she spoken up about what's going what Russia's doing to Ukraine and all that stuff? And she didn't. I don't think she even grew up in Russia. I think she grew up in another
then
country.
it probably doesn't even matter if she's not even from there. Then like,
Yeah. So people are saying that, but I like the first season. I thought the first season was good. It surprised me. I was like, wow, this actually kind of works. So
I if I ever watched anything, I'd probably be more willing to try that because it's so much shorter. But I can't say I'm like gravitated towards it either. But
yeah, I planned on like, because they do arcs of the thing. So I planned on like when the first before it released, I was thinking like, oh, I should do a review of the arcs that it's covering.
oh sure,
But the show, I think the first season only like 8 episodes, I think 8 or so. It's like quick, so they're able to condense all of that into 8 episodes. Like, damn, why can't y'all do this in the fucking anime? Like, it still makes sense, and y'all, it's like 100 something fucking episodes. Like,
because as I'm pretty sure I've heard people that my friends that are into it have said like, oh, just you could watch that version. It's like 130 episodes condensed into 8. I'm like, is like if the Netflix show is coherent, that must mean that there is like 120 episodes worth of filler of like things that don't matter in the actual anime. Like that there must be equivalent to that.
yeah, I can't remember exactly what happens. Yeah, but that's like it did a pretty good job at doing it. Like you said, a lot of fans of the show are like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Like it actually condenses it pretty well. It makes sense. It's not like Jujutsu Kaisen doing that recap, and it's like none of this shit makes sense. Like that. So that kind of worked. But yeah. So some people, your guy, he's gonna be in it. Season 2. Your boy,
Who's my guy?
David Delsmelchian. He's gonna be in it.
I do like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah. He's really blowing up. Good for him. He's gonna be
hell
in M. Bison. He's gonna be in that. And for a guy that started off as like kind of just like a background character actor, he's kind of blowing up. Good for him.
I mean, I remember seeing him for the first time in The Dark Knight as the henchman that Harvey Dent is trying to interrogate, that he like can't get any answers out of because he's so crazy. And even in that movie in such a small role, I found that just him being a crazy henchman memorable. Like there was something about the energy he brought to even just that small part that just really stuck out.
You know, yeah. That's where I first ever saw him. Yeah, also was Dark Knight. Yeah.
How's that feel?
I wouldn't!
You don't think I will? You think I will? No. No, I wouldn't.
I think he'd make a good what's it? What was that character who had the ventriloquist dummy? Who's that character?
The ventriloquist? Or...
Oh, duh. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Well, the Scarface is the puppet. That he says
Scarface.
so people think of Scarface maybe first because he's sort of as the kind of he's presented as like the boss, and then the ventriloquist is like his lackey, even though it's a split personality thing. But people do think of Scarface first, I think, primarily.
Yeah, I think he'd do well in that role. I think he can.
Oh, totally. I mean, to
Yeah.
be honest, he would have been. I mean, if Cillian Murphy hadn't been Scarecrow in Batman Begins, he would have been a good Scarecrow.
Yeah, he would have. I think he would have. I think he would have made a decent Scarecrow too. Yeah, good actor. Good actor. He was also a good Polka Dot Man.
That's a character no one even cared about until that movie.
Yeah. Well, I guess a lot of people didn't care. They didn't see that movie. So I guess a lot of people were like, "Yeah, I ain't sure."
It did pretty well on streaming, and I mean, to be fair, it was like 2021 when Warner Brothers was doing every movie on streaming and in theaters on the same day.
Yeah. So yeah, but I loved him in that. Yeah. So he was great. So and
he's an actor that I like. If I see him pop up in things, I perk up. Like it's always good to see him.
yeah. Did you like his horror movie Late Night with the Devil?
I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was good, and I thought he was very good. I mean, he carries it effectively.
Yeah. I thought the movie was okay. I was a little disappointed. I was like, I don't think you're really using this premise to its full potential. I thought.
I think it was really overhyped.
Really? Oh, you heard a lot of people saying it's like the scariest movie ever or something?
Yeah, I heard a lot of that. And then so watching it, I was like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but it seemed like people were talking it up like a ton. And I don't know if it was just because it was the best movie that had been released on Shudder in particular in a long time or something like that. Because there's some cool stuff on there, but it's not like the high end of horror films. So it might stand out on that service.
Yeah. So got that. But yeah. So as we got Friday, hopefully Sage can join me again next Monday. Have some more stuff to talk about. The game show there, so got a lot of that to talk about. Hopefully get some more anime knocked out. Yeah.
And to piggyback off the end of that conversation, I do have good news for you. I thought Bring Her Back was pretty good.
Oh, really? You saw Bring Her Back?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I liked it. There were still a few times where I said to myself, these teenagers are making some really stupid choices, but I found them earnestly likable, and I was more forgiving of the dumb things they did sometimes.
What dumb things you think they did?
Just like there is an obviousness to the situation being sketchy that I felt like it took them. Well, the brother, it didn't take him as long, but even then, I still was like, there's some things here that are you don't seem to be acknowledging how weird this is until it's too late. And then the sister, I thought the only thing with her is I thought she warmed up to this new person she'd never met so fast. Like she was so immediately like kind of willing to sort of go all in on this foster parent. And I feel like I guess I was expecting her to just still like kind of fall for that ultimately, but I just thought she'd maybe be a little more apprehensive about kind of believing that relationship so earnestly.
I guess
just quickly.
I mean, I've only seen the movie once, so maybe I have to see it again. My only pushback to that would be I think the girl, the sister there in it, which I think she did an amazing job. I think
she's very good.
Like the Philippou Bros, me and Nick talked about when we reviewed it because we had also seen Talk to Me, and we said like it seems like they kind of have a trend of like picking a veteran actress because in the first movie they had the actress from Lord of the Rings. What's her name?
Miranda Otto.
Miranda Otto, yeah. And then they pick an actor who has no acting experience, and then they kind of put those in. They're able to kind of put those people together and make it really work. Like you have an actress with all this experience and Sally Hawkins, and then you get this girl who's never acted in anything before, and she did, I think, a really amazing job.
I didn't know that was her first acting job. It does make me appreciate her in it more. I did, like I said, even before knowing that, I still thought she was very good in it. It was more of a script thing when it was like I feel like she maybe would take a little longer to warm up to it. That was my only thing.
Yeah. I think with her, it didn't seem like I think she was just trying to make the best out of a bad situation.
Sure.
It seemed like, oh, this is going to be temporary, whatever. Let's make it as painless as possible. And then also the woman was being very extra nice to her for a reason.
That's true.
Uh, you
But
know,
I'm
like,
just suspicious of nice people. Maybe it's just a me
huh,
thing.
yeah, you know. And the brother, he's trying to get that out of there as fast as he fucking can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he notices the weird shit. He's like, okay, this is fucking weird. Like,
Well, the number one thing for me was letting that other kid out of that room when no one else was home.
mm,
Because that kid is so weird and seems possessed. Like the second you see that kid, he's doing all this possessed person stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going. I would not be going within 10 feet of that kid. Like
even if it was,
period.
yeah. I mean, even if the kid was like, because he was like clawing at the door, wasn't he, or something? Like,
No, he was just sitting in there staring out the window.
oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's kind of. I mean, he was curious, I guess, and I was like, I mean, I'm getting something to eat. Does the kid want something to eat? He's in there. I mean, I guess he's
Slide squeeze the sandwich under the door or something. I don't know. I'm not
crush
playing
the
with
sandwich. Like, ain't shit gonna be left. Be fucking crumbs by the time you put this shit under there.
I
Hey,
just right away my alarm went off. I was like, I don't let that kid out. But fair enough. I am probably just a much more cynical person than that character was.
I mean, at that point, it didn't seem like the kid was dangerous. He just seemed kind of weird. He seemed like, okay, this is a little
Well,
strange.
the first thing they saw him do was nearly squeeze that cat to death. Like Dave, like within 5 minutes of being there, they was like, oh, he's killing that cat.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so I was like, okay. Yeah, but this is just a lot of just super uncomfortable things about that. Like with the knife.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good gore. Because I watched it with two other people, and both of them kind of looked away, and I was like, oh, that. I didn't look away, but I did. But it's hard for me to have that like feeling with horror because I've seen so many horror. You get desensitized at a certain point, but that one still got me a little bit where I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's pretty rough.
Yeah, and like his teeth, and he's chewing on the
The knife
thing.
goes like right in between, like up into the that was pretty brutal.
Oh, I was like, oh, that got me. And then I was laughing out loud when the social worker came to the house. Like, like that's so
Yeah.
funny. I was like, geez. I was like, man.
Well, and
that-
I did. I mean, and this was less of a criticism of the movie and more just me going like, I see like cops with like bulletproof Kevlar vests on at the social worker's office. Maybe bring one of them with you to go check out this complaint that this kid has. Like he's saying some really crazy stuff is going on. Maybe there's armed. You could bring like armed guards with you. Maybe one. Maybe just bring one of them.
Yeah, I guess it's because also the kid. I mean, he's got kind of like a bad reputation, you know.
And that's fair. And she's got a great reputation because she worked there for so long. So like I totally get the logic there, but at the same time, part of me was just like, there's guys with guns like right here. Why would you not want one of them to go? Just for the precaution's sake.
I don't know. But yeah, that slave woman's like, please let me go. Please let me go. Like,
but
man.
ultimately, I did think it was quite good. And again with Talk to Me, I think the direction, like lighting, cinematography, I like all of that stuff about the film. It was the script and the characters I wasn't crazy about. Here, again, direction, camera work, lighting. There's some really good shots and just really, really great use of camera and doing things in focus and out of focus, and
The transitions, that was really
transitions are really good. It's just that this time I thought the script was good enough. To me, the script was much better and felt more effective, and so it lined up with all the other good qualities of the filmmaking.
Yeah. Like I said, the Philippou brothers, man, they holding the entire YouTuber cinema on their shoulders, man.
Well, it's funny too because I have not seen Shelby Oaks, but my cousin saw that, and as we were watching it, he said like as far as like horror films made by YouTubers and like if you're going to compare all these different ones that have released now, I do feel like these brothers have a greater ability to like manipulate the camera and just make what you're seeing look interesting than maybe some of the other ones. Like again, I haven't seen Shelby Oaks. I was just going off the secondhand opinion, but he was saying it like Shelby Oaks doesn't like it feels a little more like it's what a movie looks like, but it's not like there's no shots in it that are kind of blowing you away.
Yeah. Yeah. Even like I said, I love Talk to Me. So there's some great stuff that happened in this. I didn't know these guys were directors. I looked them up afterwards after I saw
Sure.
it. And they're apparently really big time directors. They got like millions of subs on YouTube and everything like that. Um,
And if all the negativity that I had towards the characters and stuff in this movie, camera work is great. Like the way
yeah.
the camera's placed, I do think is very well done.
Yeah. So yeah, you got a lot of that kind of going on. Yeah, camera work is really great. Transitions they do. So and I think Corey Coleman, he talked about this when he talked about their movie where he was kind of like it feels like they have a vision, they got like a real story to tell there. And what I like kind of about Talk to Me is that it is a possession movie, but it's a good spin on a possession film, like a good idea for that, as opposed to just like we're just doing a traditional like person gets possessed and all that other stuff. Like it feels like that you're actually talking about something. You're doing a good spin on it, which I liked a lot with it. And then Bring Her Back, I think you're doing a lot more stuff than just like, hey, let's just tell a typical horror movie.
Now,
Uh,
one question I have for you: did they write both scripts for those movies too? Like, were they also the writers, or did they have someone else come in and write and then they directed it?
let me take a look. I think they wrote it. Yes.
It's just an interesting question for me because I found the characters and Talk to Me so unlikable that it like made me not like the movie. But I thought the characters in Bring Her Back, I thought they were very well written and genuinely very interesting.
So it seems like the writer is credited as Danny Philippou, who's one of the directors, and then
Okay,
also another person named Bill Hinsman.
okay,
So they did both the movies. They did both
interesting.
Bring Her Back and Talk to Me. So
All right.
Michael seems like I don't know if he adds maybe he probably also has input. I don't know. But it seems like Danny and Michael, which I don't know. Don't tell me who's who. I don't know which one's which actually.
I mean, shit,
But
I couldn't tell you which Cohen brother is which Cohen brother if I showed me a picture. So
yeah, so I don't know which one's Danny and which one's Michael. If I had to take a guess, I think well, this says Danny and Michael, so I'm assuming it's going left to right. So I'm saying this is Danny, this is Michael. That'd be my guess.
yeah,
Uh,
fair enough.
yeah, so that'd be that'd be my guess too. But Joel and Ethan Cohen, let me see. Okay, this is a photo of them. And usually, I don't know why don't they go by the Philippou brothers? Because Cohen, they go Cohen brothers, Safety brothers. They
They
don't go
should
by
have.
the Philippou brothers. I don't know. They don't do that. Yeah. So
Maybe they're afraid of like separating and then having like wildly different reactions to their individual projects.
yeah. So which one is Joel? Which one's Ethan? Yeah.
uh, I guess the one with the mustache looks more like a Joel to me, but
Joel and this is Ethan. Okay, yeah. Very glasses, very Ethan. Very
yeah,
Ethan. I get that. Yeah. So you got that. But I'm glad you like Bring Her Back. I'm glad
yeah,
you really like.
really enjoyed it.
Awesome. All right. Let's do your do your review. Still Wakes the Deep. I'll cue it up for you. Cue it up for you.
Awesome.
All right. So Sage just has a solo review for a video game there called Still Wakes the Deep. Sage, let us know about this.
Yeah, so this came out back in I want to say summer of 2024. It's been a little bit. It's a game I meant to play at the time and even do a review for then. It just took me forever to get around to it. Right away, just want to preface this by saying like if you like John Carpenter horror, I feel like there's at least a decent chance that you'll be into this game. It has a very John Carpenter sort of the Thing-esque vibe to it. But this is taking place on an oil rig in the 1970s. And the setting, I think, is maybe the coolest and biggest character in the game. It's a really effective use of an isolated area. Now, I'm trying to think, too. Maybe you can help me here. Are there any big, significant films that you can think of where it's like a bottle horror film on an oil rig?
Ooh, on an oil rig.
Because nothing really came to mind to me, and it was kind of a surprise because I thought back, I was like, this is kind of a genius setting for like an isolated creature feature horror story.
Hmm. Yeah, nothing's popping in my head at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just feel like I was surprised, like, oh, no one's ever really done this before, and so it felt very fresh for that reason. It's a great setting. You right away you pick up with your character at the beginning. And what's his name here? I have it written down. What is your name?
Hmm.
Kaz McCleary. It's all these characters. Everybody on this thing is like Scottish too.
Okay.
Like thick Scottish accents, and it's got that sort of energy that the thing does a little bit too, where it's like basically all, with the one exception, it's like mostly all very gruff men. It sort of is playing on masculinity in isolation in a way that I think that movie does. That is very interesting. Maybe not as much as that film, but if you're a fan of any of that stuff, I think it rings true here. And this is not a long game. I mean, you could finish this in probably 5 hours. It's really quite short. This is also very much in the style of horror game where there's not combat. It's really mostly about the exploration. You occasionally have to run away from something or like throw something to distract a creature. And normally I say I'm not the biggest fan of that sort of run and hide type of horror, but it can be balanced well. And in this case, I think they don't spend too much time on the constantly having to wait in a corner until the creature moves on so you can leave. There's not nearly as much of that as I think you see sometimes in other games. But what it is so effective at is atmosphere and music. Like I mentioned, the environment here is itself a huge character. Regardless of the fact that, it's maybe similar to the thing. It stands out, I think, so well as its own sort of environment. And sort of, if you have a fear of heights, I think this will hit that. And it's a little bit of the gameplay you showed there. You saw a shot of the character having to crawl across this beam and then looking down over the just raging waters, knowing there's nothing but open ocean around you for who knows how long. I don't want to give too much away because, like I said, it's a short narrative. But your character, Cameron McCleary, he's an electrician on this oil rig, and he kind of right away, there's clearly something in his life that went wrong. He took this job to hide or to kind of escape from the world. So it's very much somebody sort of running from their sins, kind of excluding themselves from the world, and sort of trying to escape from their past on there. And then the creature that is here, like I said, that's what I don't want to say too much because they don't honestly explain a ton about it. It really feels like that sort of Lovecrafty, it's dry. It's kind of seeing it induces madness. It's like it's incomprehensible to some degree. And so I don't want to describe it a ton because I feel like that's a big part of the effect of it is just that mystery. But I will say it's, if you like that thing body horror sort of, it's almost hard to define like what the body of this creature actually is. I think that's a really great point. And then, like I said, the gameplay, it's simple. It's really mostly about the exploration, but you have a honestly pretty solid cast of characters to interact with here. So the dynamic there is great. I don't know if I would say I found it like super scary. That's going to be a subjective thing. I was really in it. I thought the characters were interesting. I thought the creature effects were good. I thought the environment was super atmospheric. I wouldn't say it was outright like a scary experience though. But again, that's going to be totally subjective. I mean, it's a small indie game too. So there's only so much to it, which is why I'm dancing around a little bit stuff. I don't want to spoil it. There was a DLC as well, which I did play. It's much shorter. It's decent. It's like sort of you come to this space as like a deep sea diver that's exploring like the wreckage of this oil rig like 10 years later in like the 80s. And that's interesting. I don't know if I'd pay full price for the DLC, but I think this game, it's like a $30. $30. You get a solid 5-6 hour sort of John Carpenter-esque horror experience. I think that's honestly super worth it.
And where'd you play this?
I played this on the PlayStation 5.
Okay, and is it available on all consoles?
I believe it's
PC?
available on everything. It was originally released on Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass, but if it is, it's free to play on there. Otherwise, I'm positive this came out on PC.
Yeah, PC, PlayStation, Xbox. Seems like no Switch. Not on
No
Switch.
Switch.
Okay.
That was the only one I wasn't sure about. But yeah, every other platform you can check this out. It's a really great little indie horror game. It's not super long. I mean, you could, if you're playing it fast, you might be able to play this in like one evening, honestly.
Mm.
But yeah, it's yeah, really captures a lot of what I like about this kind of 70s, 80s horror films. Really, it hits that nostalgia bit, but it also does something new with its environment in particular that I've never seen.
So I'm looking at some gameplay video. Seems like the gameplay is about. Seems like you can beat it in 3 hours.
3 hours, okay.
Yeah, at least that's how fast the person went. They did it. How long did it take you to beat it?
I was like 4.5, and then with the DLC, it brought me up to like 6.5. But that was like an additional little campaign. So
Yeah, so 4.5 hours to beat the main story there.
yeah, it goes quick. You really could do it in like one sitting, and it's pretty effective. Like I said, I really don't want to ruin too much about like the creature and some of the stuff that happens as it goes because it is so short. But if you've played Dead Space, there's a lot of those sort of okay. The whole oil rig is going to fall apart if you don't go fix this particular thing, and then
Mm.
you try and go take care of a problem, and 4 or 5 other things break on the way, and you get it, you're in that electrician engineer sort of position.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said that not worth maybe the $35. Maybe you want to buy it, you want to get it on Game Pass. Maybe that'd be better.
I mean, that's a great place to experience it. When I got this, it was on sale, so it was the bundled version with the DLC. So what is normally 40, I picked up for $15, and I thought that's a great price for it. $15 for this, like it felt like paying it felt like paying a ticket price to go to a movie theater and getting a good horror movie out of it.
Nice. Okay. Very good there. So what will be your rating?
I'd go with a solid tune-in. I'm not going to go really higher than that because, like I said, it is short and gameplay-wise, there's not that much to it. I mean, you could even maybe describe it as like walking, as a bit of a walking simulator, which sometimes people use as sort of like an insult or a complaint. I think it's just a genre, and if it does what that genre plays its strengths to, which is usually narrative and exploration, it does those things well, so it fits that genre well. So
Very cool. So a stream it.
a tune-in.
Oh, tune in. You said. I'm sorry. Tune in. From Sage for Still Wakes the Deep. There. Okay. Very cool. There. Available on all consoles except for Nintendo Switch. $35 there. This game seems like got generally positive reviews there. A lot of critics praising the game's story, atmosphere, graphics, sound design, and voice performance, while criticizing its gameplay, linear structure, and overall length. Still Wakes the Deep was nominated for 2 nominations at the 28th Annual DICE Awards and 8 nominations at the 21st British Academy Game Awards, winning 3. Yeah. How much is the DLC?
I think the DLC is I want to say it's maybe $10 or 5 or like 6. So it's like either 5 or 10. I bought it on sale, so for me, it was a bundle. It was all of it was $15. But I don't remember what the DLC was standalone.
Let's see. $13. Seems like right now it's on Steam is $13.
The DLC in particular, I would say that is the part I would be especially like, yeah, grab that on sale for sure. But I mean, like I said, if you just wait for another sale season, you could probably get that bundle for 15, or try it on Game Pass if you have Game Pass. It's totally worth it to try it for free. And funny enough, too, it's a British studio, ironically named the Chinese Room. I don't know how they got that name, but
maybe they're trying to distract, trying to
maybe
throw people off. All right, tune in from Sage there. Oh, very cool there. Okay, let me do a quick review, and we'll go ahead, and after that, we'll move on to your most anticipated. and then we'll close out.
Awesome.
Very cool there. Right. Cool there. Very awesome. Pull my notes for this. Okay. I wish you could have saw this. You would have liked it.
I bet I would. I mean, I liked the I enjoyed the live action adaptation of this quite a bit.
Yeah. Which I very much also like the live action adaptation there. All right. So I have a solo review for you people today, and that is going to be for the anime film All You Need Is Kill. Now, All You Need Is Kill is an adaptation of the 2004 novel by Horacio Sakurazaka there. So people might have recognized kind of the whole premise of this All You Need Is Kill, Groundhog's Day type situation here, where you die, you come back to life. It's in the sci-fi type of aspect there. They did an adaptation of it with Edge of Tomorrow, which was the Tom Cruise film there. I don't know if people, I forgot who actually directed Edge of Tomorrow. I don't actually remember who directed that movie. But I liked also the original name for this, like Die, Live, Repeat. I thought that was a much cooler name than Edge of Tomorrow. But yeah, this movie didn't really do too well, I don't think, in the box office, even though I did really like it and quite enjoy it quite much. But this is an anime film here we got there, like I said.
This is Studio 4C, which people might know from doing like the Berserk trilogy, the Animatrix as well.
Yeah, that popped up on the screen there, all the kind of things they've worked on before there. And what is this story all about here? So you have this young woman there, Rita there. And I saw the dub version of this. Oh no, I saw the sub version of this because they only had the sub version in theaters. So I saw the sub version of this. So there's like an alien invasion going on, and the girl here is stuck in a time loop. So she dies, and in the midst of her dying, she stabs one of the alien creatures. The blood gets on there, and then so it creates like her having the ability to come back to life every single time. And then as she's doing that constantly over and over again, trying to figure out ways to live, she kind of figures out that, like, okay, I'm kind of gonna run out eventually. Like, comes down with a lot of these movies where you keep coming back to life. They try to do a thing where it's like, well, okay, we got to have some type of climax in here, some type of endpoint for the character. They can't just keep coming back. Kind of gets maybe a little too boring there. Got to have some type of stakes at the end there. Because I think in something like Happy Death Day, which also has kind of a similar premise, they do the thing where the character, like, their body is getting hurt more and more because they keep coming back to life, so it's like, okay, we need to figure this out soon. So that's kind of a similar thing that you have here. And then in her midst of coming back to life, she meets another person who also is in the same situation. This young guy there by the name of Kenji there, so he's also trying to figure out a way to stop the loop and fix it as well. So they're trying to come up with a plan to figure out how to stop this alien invasion, how to fight back. And that's kind of situation you got here. Good animation. I think very interesting looking animation that you have with this.
It doesn't really look like any other style I feel like I've seen before.
Yeah, some of the movements, like you mentioned, the Matrix film, some of the movements the characters make kind of are like these very over exaggerated movements that I think very much fit with the Matrix anime movie, Animatrix there. Also, I think because she works as like kind of like a not a Maya, but like she's part of a crew that cuts off like these branches there of this alien thing that has plopped on the planet. And then a part of her uniform is where she wears like this suit here. I'll show it right here exactly where she's kind of wearing it. But yeah, it's kind of like this thing. Which is damn, that guy sucks for that guy. But yeah, she's wearing this suit here. I guess that didn't help him there. Very kind of alien like also the suit that she kind of wears.
Yeah.
Very kind of xenomorphous, really like that. Kind of like, very bent back legs, long extremities, kind of things like that. And that's kind of the alien creature that you have here. I'd say with the alien kind of creature, not very super interesting design there, I will say with that. Not say it's a huge deal breaker or anything like that, but visually very interesting. You can see like very visually very beautiful there. And then also just the characters are very interesting. Like mainly you're just going to be following Rita and then this other guy, Kenji. That's pretty much all you're really going to be following through most of it. And I think they really
Kenji
worked
not being the name of Tom Cruise's character in Edge of
Yes.
Tomorrow.
It'd be funny if he was, though. It'd be like a Scarlett Johansson type situation, but yeah, so that's pretty much all you're kind of getting there with that. And I think they work really well together. This burgeoning friendship that could possibly turn into more. I thought that was really great in it. The discussion about life, the meaning of life, I thought that was really great in the movie as well. It's not a very long movie. It's an animated film, so it's not going to be very, very long. I think it was only an hour, and I want to make sure. I think it's an hour and 30 or hour and 20, somewhere around there. But so it won't take up much of your time there. Yeah, hour and 25 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, so I was in and out there pretty quickly. And I was fixated on it all the way through. I thought it did a really great job at now I haven't read the novel.
I haven't either.
And so I haven't read the novel of it, but
I know there's also like a manga adaptation of the novel that is, I think, also different from both this movie and the other movie.
okay. I wonder, it'd be interesting if you did see this in ways that's different.
Yeah.
There would be ways that's different, but yeah. This was a treat to watch. I'm glad I was able to see it in theaters and catch it. I'm gonna try to see more anime movies in there. I know there's that other anime movie out right now called Scarlet. It's out right now.
Oh yes, I have seen previews for that.
So I'm gonna try to do that. But I was very pleasantly a fan of this movie here. I don't know if it'll end up on my best of 2026 there. But maybe I'll keep it on the maybe honorable mentions list if I don't have anything more when the year is wrapped up. But yeah, I liked it a lot. So I'd give it a high tune in for All You Need Is Kill there. Any questions about the movie at all?
Is character trait wise, I mean, obviously the names are different. Do they feel at all similar to the versions to the characters that are in Edge of Tomorrow, or is it sort of do they feel like kind of completely distinct stories that just have similar sort of broad premises, or are there sort of crossover points that you noticed more, or did it really feel like a completely different thing?
It felt like a completely different thing. I mean, if I didn't know they were connected through the novel, I thought they were just completely different stories, honestly. Because in Edge of Tomorrow, I think mostly it's just about because Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise, they're military people, right? And they're like,
it's like the big mech suits they're getting in, and
like stuff like that. Like these are just regular kind of workers there.
Okay.
They're not like military people or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're nothing like that. So that's kind of the difference there. And it was kind of treating it more like Edge of Tomorrow, like the alien invasion there was kind of treated more like Independence Day, kind of like it's like humans and
because it felt like a war film.
Yeah, it felt like more like a war type thing, not like that. Like this doesn't really feel like a war film there. Like there's these things it seems like that have appeared on the planet, but they haven't because this is all about them bursting out and them finally coming out of these kind of plant-like things here. What we see kind of at Edge of Tomorrow is that it's like an onslaught, full out war between aliens and humans.
Yeah, it's like everyday nonstop sort of thing.
Yeah. You kind of get that. The only similar I could maybe see is that Tom Cruise is maybe somewhat kind of like the Kenji character in the sense that the dynamic between him and Emily Blunt is a little similar in the way that because that the girl Rita, because she's been through it so many times and trying to do that, she kind of develops skills and she's trying to work out, she's trying to train to actually kill these things. And you see that Kenji's kind of in awe of her and really admires her and looks up to her. And he had been watching her, do all this, while he's trying to figure out his own way. And I think it's similar to the dynamic of that because in Edge of Tomorrow, Emily Blunt's character was the full metal bitch. She was the cool, badass, person that was.
She's on the war poster even on the wall, just in that trailer.
Yeah, like that. And then Tom Cruise, to my memory, he was kind of just he was a pencil pusher guy.
Yeah. At the beginning, he basically had no combat skill whatsoever.
Yeah, he was just some major or lieutenant colonel or something, just paper pusher guy. He's like, well, I'm not getting my ass in the front line. He's like y'all do this shit. And then he gets thrusted on there and he kind of is able to do that. But it's not like he was watching. I mean, he kind of learns under Emily Blunt, kind of and he kind of grows this admiration and respect for it. It's kind of similar in that sense, dynamic between Rita and Kenji, I think, between that. That's the only the similarities I see much there. But yeah, not. I mean, I think if you would have watched this and you were to watch Edge of Tomorrow, once you think like it's like, oh, this is like one in one, like the same kind of type of adaptation. I think they have their own.
I mean,
unique
I think that's
adaptation.
really cool that there are these wildly different interpretations of the same material. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know if I don't know the anime is what's the anime called? You know?
The
Yeah, the
Big-
anime.
all you need is kill. I
Yeah,
mean, or-
is it called All You Need Is Kill as well? Is it?
oh,
same?
you mean the manga version?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said it turned into a show too. I thought you said no.
Oh no! I said manga. So like they did like
Oh.
like a comic adaptation of the book before they
Oh.
did this movie.
Gotcha. My mistake. I thought you said they did an anime of it. Yeah. So that's pretty cool there. So yeah, good strong tune in for All You Need Is Kill there. I don't think it's not playing in theaters anymore. But
Damn,
I
I
think
missed it.
they can catch it on streaming. Probably one of these kind of things there. I don't know where. Probably Crunchyroll will probably be on there.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If not them,
Israel,
Netflix will get it.
yeah, Netflix or something like that. Tel Aviv will show it. I don't know. But very cool there. So yeah, that was my thoughts there on it. All right. All right. So Sage is gonna do his most anticipated. Let me cue that up real quick. And we'll go ahead and get started on that. Very cool.
I
All
think it's
right.
gonna be a good year.
Hopefully, man. I already got 3 movies on my worst of list.
I got one for sure.
And one for sure there. Good old Return to Silent Hill, man. And then potentially maybe a 4th, depending on how Wuthering Heights. If Wuthering Heights lives up to the expectation, maybe 4 will be on there.
It's building up that worst of list quick.
Yeah. Man. But I got 2 best of so far.
Nice.
So,
And what are those? What are those? So far?
Bone Temple and Send Help.
Okay.
I got those.
Nice. I need to see Send Help still.
Yeah. Very cool there. All right. So Sage is going to talk about his most anticipated media of 2026 there. We got a lot of stuff to talk about there, a lot of good stuff. I did my list already with Neil and Nick there. Letting Sage get a chance. And Sage, he's got a good balanced media diet there. Read some books, comic books. He's a funny book boy. He does TV shows, he does movies, he does video games. So it's going to be a much varied list than maybe mine's or Nick's there.
Did you guys do just movies?
We did mostly just movies and shows. Neil
Okay.
did some, I think he did a video game, but he did a video game, but it's mostly movie shows, mostly that. Yeah. So
Awesome.
Sage, let people know, man, what you got.
Now I might need your help remembering what is the next one in sequence, because I know I put them all in there, but I don't remember what the order was.
Okay, don't worry. I got you there. So I'll go bottom up for you there. So let's see. So your number 10 here is going to be Lanterns.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, hey, I got the ring on right here. Yeah, man, really, really hopeful for the show. They've shown exactly 10 seconds of it so far, so which is not a lot. But even in that short clip, I feel like the idea of Hal Jordan putting the ring on the dashboard and then jumping out of the car like that, and to me, that feels like that's nailing that character. Even though it's only 10 seconds, it is very promising to me. I'm also just a particularly big fan of the Green Lantern mythos and those comics. I've got about 50 books on my shelf over here. I think that's the biggest collection of any single like American comic book I've got of any of the stuff. And yeah, I'm really excited. I thought they did a great job with Guy Gardner in the Superman movie. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing this dynamic and everything kind of play out together. The pitch of the show being sort of a True Detective inspired murder mystery, I think is a really clever and smart format to put it in, to try and maybe get people eased into the idea of what the Green Lanterns are capable of, like when you really start spending time with them. But yeah, I've got high hopes. We'll see. Hopefully I could end up being disappointed, but I was just a big fan of that IP in general. It means a lot to come as far as we have from 2011.
I'm excited for it. Yeah, it's gonna be on Max. Combination Aaron Pierre, Kyle Chandler there.
And
Very,
I
very
think
cool.
great casting choices for both of them.
Yeah, John Stewart and Kyle Rayner, right? So
Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan there.
Hal Jordan's Alan Scott's the original, where it was more of a magic power, and there was only one of them. But Hal Jordan is kind of what people think of as the classic, typically in modern day. It goes Hal, then Guy, then John, and then Kyle was last. Kyle was given the ring in the comics after Hal Jordan was possessed by Parallax and like went on this crazy rampage and like destroyed the city and all this stuff. And then there were no Green Lanterns because he like destroyed the power battery on the alien planet and everything. And then the last Green Lantern ring was given to Kyle Rayner. And Kyle Rayner is a comic book artist, so when he does stuff with the ring, it's like dragons and fantasy stuff, and that's actually one of the things I'm maybe most excited to see about the show is how do they handle the constructs, because you pitch the idea of Green Lantern and you're like, okay, they make big green light objects right out of the it's big, could be anything, whatever, it's their imagination, but what's cool in the comics is they're always drawn a bit differently, and not even just the types of things they make, but how they're structured. So like John Stewart specifically, right? He is both a history in the military, and yeah, it makes it hard to take these characters seriously. But John Stewart he's both I believe he's a Marine, and he also is an architect. So when John Stewart makes something with the ring, all of the pieces of it that would actually be there for that thing to really work as a piece of construction all come together. Kyle Rayner, like I mentioned, he's a comic book artist, so he's making like fantasy stuff, right? Like crazy, really high imaginative. Hal Jordan is like kind of not as imaginative of a character, and he's also not an architect, so he'll make like planes and bombs and a big fist, and it'll be a little more basic. But it'll so there's all these things they do to define their personalities. There's one of the alien Green Lanterns, she's like a surgeon, and so it's these very precise sort of, it'll be like medical tools, and so that's something I really want to see brought to life in the show, is like, you got two main characters, you got John Stewart and Hal Jordan. I want to be able to tell which one is doing something in a scene just based on how the constructs look.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. When is it supposed to come out, this Lantern?
So originally, I think it was supposed to be an early year show, like February, March, maybe, but it got delayed to I think it's just summer, so I don't think it's got like an exact month yet. But I'd be willing to bet either June or August. That's gonna be.
It just says mid 2026. Will consist of 8 episodes, and it is of course part of the James Gunn DC universe there. So it's a part of that. But yeah, I'm excited. The premise gets me excited. True Detective there. It's going to turn out Parallax is Jeffrey Epstein or something like that. And they're going to fight him. Stop a sex ring, human trafficking ring with the rings, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So I see number 10. What's your number 9?
Number 9. I believe it is the new Evil Dead coming out later this year.
That is correct. Evil Dead Burn. Now, there's no real footage of this. I don't even know if there's a premise or anything yet of it. It's just kind of.
I don't think there is, and that is me being a fanboy. But Evil Dead is just something I enjoy that much. Last 2 Evil Dead movies have both come out on my birthday. I don't believe this one is supposed to. This one's going to be a little later in the year. But I don't know. This is just all the horror franchises out there. So many of them, they make sequel after sequel after sequel, and how many of those are good? I've liked every Evil Dead movie. Not all of them have been perfect, but I've liked all of them at least, including the TV series. And we're supposed to be getting that like animated thing where like it'll be like kind of a continuation of that TV show. But it's just kind of amazing to me that there is a horror franchise out there where I like every entry. Like a true franchise with like a bunch of sequels, and I've yet to be let down by this series.
So it seems like they have a cast for it. Some of these people, I think maybe I've seen them before. It seems like the lead on this, the one that's first, is Shula Yukba, or Jacob. There, she was in Doom Part 2.
Okay.
She was. I don't know if you recognize her at all. But this is the woman right here. I don't know if you recognize her.
I couldn't pick out where she was in the film. I'm assuming one of the Bene Gesserit though.
Probably. You got a guy named Hunter Dunhan. He was in Daredevil Born Again. He was in that. I think maybe was he like young? Oh no, he was the serial killer guy, wasn't he? Let me
Oh,
see.
Muse.
Yeah, I think this was the serial killer guy, right?
Well, the actor wasn't bad. All I did, didn't love how that character was adapted, but
Okay. Then yeah, you got him in it. Lucene Buckingham. I don't think yeah, I'm looking at their credits. I don't really see everything they've been in before.
I mean, I like that honestly. Sometimes, like, go into a movie, don't recognize anybody. Sometimes that's a blessing.
Yeah. The guy who's directing it, let's see, Sebastian Vanek, there. He's done some other movies. He did some short films, and then in his other feature film was Infested.
Now, I haven't seen that yet, but I really want to. And not only because I just like watching a lot of horror films in general, but Sam Raimi goes out and he handpicks these directors. Fede Alvarez, that did the 2013 remake. Sam Raimi went out and found that guy and said, "I want you to do an Evil Dead movie." Same thing with Evil Dead Bird from a couple of years ago. He went out. I think it was I want to say that was Lee Cronin's an Irish director. I think did a movie called Hole in the Ground, and then he came out and Sam Raimi found him and he was like, "Hey, I want you to." So Sam Raimi is like really hands-on, like selecting these indie directors and then bringing them into the franchise, which I think is just a cool way to do it. Clearly, he's just got a lot of love for it, and I feel like he seems to really be on top of picking the right people to handle these. Now, I'm seeing a lot of spiders in this trailer, and now maybe I won't watch it.
It's on Shutter. It's a Shutter original.
Okay.
Is what the movie's about. So it's a Shutter original there. So I don't know. I mean, is it a case where Spider gets loose and then it gets bigger and bigger or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I really only know the title.
Okay.
But-
So it says here the film is a social commentary on xenophobia, finding parallels between spiders and the Banaloo residents there. Yeah, so okay. So it's like it says here, character takes on the lethal desert spider that reproduces rapidly and causes a massive infestation in the neighborhood. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know if I can watch it because I'm going to get so many comments if I do.
Yeah, Evil Dead, but I loved Evil Dead Rise. I thought Evil Dead Rise was cool. I liked Evil Dead Rise a lot. All right. What's your number 8, man?
I think it's Zach Kreger's Resident Evil.
It is Zach Kreger's Resident Evil there.
And this is another one where there's not that much to go off of. But I really trust him as a director. He has done 2 of my favorite horror films this decade and maybe of all time, to be honest. Especially Barbarian. I really that movie just hit all the right notes as a like comedy horror film. I think, and I don't want it to be like a Jordan Peele situation where, he's held in such high regard that then, every time he does something, it's like held to this impossibly high standard of masterpiece that so everything he does gets compared to that. But 2 for 2 so far. I think this guy he just gets it. He just gets how to put a horror film together. And I think, Barbarian especially reminded me of the tone of a Resident Evil 7, I think in particular, at times with the basement and just everything under the house. And yeah, I think I see so much potential in him being part of this. I mean, and how many Resident Evil adaptations have there been? 10, 11, 12?
A lot, yeah.
and yeah, that first one's, it's okay. I don't think it's that for very first movie is terrible, but it's not that faithful to the game either. It doesn't really capture what is great about the game. It's kind of just even as saying it's decent. It's like its own little thing with its own tone.
Damn, they made 6 of these movies. God damn.
The Mila Jovovich one.
Yeah, wow.
Because they did that. Then there's the Welcome to Raccoon City reboot attempt at an adaptation. That's 7. There was the Netflix show. That's 8. They've
Mm.
done like 5 or something of those like CG animated films, I think. Which those are I don't think any of those are amazing. But those are better than the live action ones so far. But I think there's a chance that not only is this the first like good Resident Evil movie, I think there's a chance that it's a great Resident Evil movie.
Yeah. We were just talking about YouTubers turned filmmakers. Was Zach Kreger count as a YouTuber turned filmmaker?
The Whitest Kids You Know was on TV. Like it
Okay.
was like a low budget channel. I forget even what channel it was on, but it was not like a primetime television. But certainly it was on TV.
Okay. Yeah, good old Whitest Kids, man. Yeah, I'm excited for it. He hasn't missed yet. Love Barbarian. Love Weapons there. Love that a lot.
And this is I believe releasing on September 18th this year, which if I'm not mistaken is when the Jill and Chris get chased into the mansion with the rest of their Stars team in 1996.
Okay, very cool there. So anniversary you got there going on. So yeah, I don't know what the premise is going to be of this yet. I don't
All we
know
know is it's more of an original narrative. It's not like starring Leon or starring Jill Valentine. It is kind of its own narrative. I do believe we know it's taking place in Raccoon City, though. I do think we know that from set photos.
Hmm. The only person here, so you got Austin Abrams, who has a character name. He's the only person with a character name as Brian, a medical courier. Then you got Paul Walter Hauser, who Austin Abrams, he was the crackhead and the meth head and Weapons there.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
He was that there. Paul Walter Hauser, people know he's been in like a bunch of stuff. He was in
He was the Mole Man in Fantastic Four.
Yes, he was the Mole Man in that. He was in that Clint Eastwood movie, Richard Jewell. He was in that as well.
I saw him. I remember him from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he was in that as well. He's really good. I like Paul Walter Hauser a lot.
You have no idea how old it made me feel to realize that the adult man that I was seeing on screen in the Fantastic Four was that kid in that episode of It's Always Sunny. That made me feel so old when I realized that was the same person.
Well, it is TV, so I know he's playing high school, but he's probably already 25. He's probably
that is possible. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the gigolo in that episode. And then you also have Zach Cherry, who people know he's in Severance. He's the guy in that show.
I love him in that. So
and then you have an actress named Callie Reeses there, or I don't know how you say her last name. Oh, she was just recently in. She was just recently in Mercy. I forgot about that. Yeah, she's
Mercy. Which one was Mercy?
That Chris Pratt movie, the AI movie.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
And she was also in True Detective, the latest season with Jodie Foster. I heard that I didn't see it. I heard it's not very good.
I didn't watch. I've only seen the first one. When I saw Vince Vaughn as the leading man of season 2, I was like,
Yeah. You don't like Vince? I think Vince Vaughn can be a good.
I think he can be, but I just remember the trailers were not grabbing me. I did want to go back and watch season 3 though, and I still never did that because Mahershala Ali I think is so great. But
I watched season 3. Season 3 is pretty good. I like season 3.
Okay, I got to go back and finish that. Maybe True Detective season 2 would have been better if his partner cop was also Owen Wilson. I don't know.
Well, maybe it'd be better if they had lantern rings. Maybe that would have been better.
I think it's gonna make that show great.
Yeah. All right. So Zach Kreger's Resident Evil is your 8th. In your 7th pick here, is going to be Ghost in the Shell.
Yes. Yeah. Super. We talked about that just last week. With the footage they released. Very excited for this. Big fan of the manga. I've really enjoyed other adaptations. But this, like I talked about before, kind of the first one to really wholesale do the manga's art style kind of exactly the way it looks on the page, and to follow the plot seemingly kind of exactly. Ghost in the Shell kind of comes from an era where when anime would get made based on manga, it was a little bit more of a loose reinterpretation of the material. And, a lot of anime for the longest time would do their own things a bit more. And maybe they'd have filler or they would just tell an alternate story with the same idea. And you go back and watch like the older adaptations of Ghost in the Shell, and that's exactly what you get. None of them are really following the story of the book. They're kind of doing their own thing with the world. And some of those are very good, but it is really exciting to see sort of 50 years later the first adaptation to really go for it and tell that book story in a very faithful way. I'm very excited about Science Saru. It's, I think, a great studio. They did Scott Pilgrim, the Scott Pilgrim anime a few years back. They did Devilman Crybaby in 2018. Inuo 2021 movie, which we did a review for. Dawn to Dawn is like their kind of most recent series. And so it's just a really consistently great studio with great output. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have never, I mean, besides the movie, the 2017 movie, I have not watched
Worst
any.
like possible introduction to the franchise you could have too.
I've not watched anything other than that Ghost in the Shell. Really, I've always heard about the anime, but never checked it out. But there is a poll right now. People can check it out on twitter.com, The Afternoon Tune. People type that in of which movie we should review there or series. I think right now the 95 movie is winning, but I do have this movie up as well. If people want to vote
Has
for that
anyone
one.
voted for it?
No, I don't think anyone voted for it. But yeah, so it's very weird. Oh, DreamWorks, I forgot DreamWorks. That's very weird that DreamWorks was behind
That
this
is weird.
too. But yeah, so yeah, I don't really know anything besides but that. But I've heard of the anime. It's a classic anime. There, you had that kind of going on. I remember somebody talking about this scene.
Yeah, I don't
and
know what I'm fucking looking at.
somebody says like if these are supposed to be like pleasure bots, like where are you supposed to stick it? Like where are you supposed to? They got all these things in it. Like what is this for?
Yeah, your
Like,
dick's gonna get caught into like a gear or something.
yeah, like what's kind of going on there? The ones from Blade Runner are much better. I think
Yeah.
he kind of got that. Yeah. So, but it gave us the classic joke that Scarlett Johansson's Asian, so he did give us that. So you had that.
I mean, hey, the meme was worth it.
Yeah. All right. So that was that number 7?
Yeah, I believe so. This
right.
next one, I'm pretty confident I know is the third Dune film.
Yes, Dune 3, doing it 3. All
Dune at
right.
3. Which
Oh,
Dune's Day is not going to happen. Stop trying to make it happen. All right, let's just cut that shit out right now. But no, I mean, I've really loved both of these other two films. I call it hyperbolic, but I really think it is doing for sci-fi, like a blockbuster sci-fi film, what Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings films did for blockbuster fantasy. I think it has breached into the mainstream and has been such a success. Well, also I think being just really true to the books and the themes of that story, and just adapting that well, and bringing it cinematic flair to it. And say some book readers might really pick at me for saying this, but in some ways I actually like these movies more than the novels they're based on.
really? Okay.
Well, so the reason I say that is because the way the books are written, these characters do not have a lot of character to them. They are talking themes. So they go on these philosophical musings that I think are very interesting, and I think the movie captures those concepts very well. But the movies humanize and create dynamics and like maybe a greater sense of like personal tragedy to the characters that I don't necessarily think is in the books. Like the books are a very dry read. They're great. I love them, but they are dry. And I think the movies manage to bring that like personal stakes into the narrative that maybe just I don't really feel like is in the books as much. And so and there's a certain way in which I kind of like these better.
Robert Pattinson, he got added to the cast, Dune 3.
Yes, and I cannot wait. I love the casting for the character that he is playing.
And who's he playing again?
He is playing a shape-shifting assassin that after Paul Atreides is sort of ascended to emperor and is sort of at the height of his power. There's sort of a conspiracy that builds to sort of take him out, and Robert Pattinson is playing one of the assassins that is sent after him.
You also have Anna Taylor-Joy playing the adult version of the sister of Paul's sister in this. So she also got added there. And then yeah, so I'm Denis Villeneuve close it off. Can he do a great trilogy there? The best trilogy. If he makes the third one really great, I mean, could this be the best trilogy we've seen since Lord of the Rings? I don't know.
I think there's a chance. And also, what's interesting too is it sounds like this third film will pull from elements of the second, because the first two movies are just book one. And it sounds like this movie might pull from elements of book two and book three and kind of mix them together a little bit. Because
Okay.
in a lot of ways, book two was written just because the message of the story went over people's heads. And Frank Herbert felt like, okay, no, I'm going to drive this home harder by really getting into like what Paul is like after he's taken control. And then the third book jumps, ahead quite a bit and sort of focuses on I don't want to spoil too much, but there's some legacy elements in there. And the BBC miniseries from 2003 actually adapts both the second book and the third book. And James McAvoy plays sort of a different protagonist that comes in book three, which is I still want to go back. It's the only version of Dune I haven't watched is that miniseries. So I would like to see that. But it's sort of interesting that they're maybe mixing those stories together a little bit. And I think part of it's because Denis Villeneuve, he brought some of that more pointed theme I'm talking about from the second movie. He brought that into the first films from the second book already. So when then you approach an adaptation of book two, there's maybe less there. So it makes sense to pull from book three. I don't know. I really trust his vision. I think he's going to do a great job.
Also, Denis Villeneuve hasn't missed. I don't think he's missed. I don't think I've seen something where I've been like, oh, that's terrible. I don't think so.
Enemy.
I haven't seen Enemy. That's the one with is that the spider with Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal?
And I'm not
Okay.
just saying it because of that. I personally did not like that one very much.
Okay.
I thought it was a little too artsy for its own good.
Yeah. I like Sicario. I like Prisoners. I like Arrival. Blade.
Blade
I love
Runner.
his Blade Runner. I think Blade Runner 2049 is better than the original Blade Runner.
We might have to fight about that one.
Yeah, I like it better there.
No, I thought both are great. I like the first original a little more, but I think they're both great movies.
And then after this, he's gonna go do Bond. So he's gonna go do that after this. So
That'll be interesting. I like that he's going to be doing it, but I hate that Amazon is the one in charge of it, so I'm conflicted.
yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do. Man. Timothy Chalamet is Bond. He's gonna be fun.
I mean, the one benefit of Amazon, I've had this conversation a few times, but I think the one benefit of Amazon having that James Bond IP could be that you maybe see the who's playing the character maybe swap out more often, and so you get to see more experimental takes on it. Maybe because James Bond still so far has been one of those franchises that you don't get them all the time. Like it's not like a yearly franchise where there's always a James Bond thing. And I feel like Amazon's going to turn it into that. But the one bright side is maybe you get hey, 1 year you get Idris Elba's as an old Bond, and then immediately we move on to another actor. So if you don't like that one, you can shut up and see the next one in another year. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I still want to see Idris Elba do it personally. That's still kind of my Idris Elba. Michael Fassbender is the villain. That's the matchup I want.
Okay. Two British people, yeah, going at it. Michael Fassbender. Well, Michael Fassbender, he's not. Is he Irish?
He's Irish.
Yeah. He's Irish. Okay, yeah. You got that kind of going on. But yeah, I mean, that spy movie gap is kind of empty right now because Mission Impossible is done for the moment. So that gap is kind of wide open. There's a hole there. So James Bond's got to fill it. Not the first time he's filled a hole. So
far from it.
Yeah. So.
But I hope they don't overdo it and they're constantly you got to watch the Miss Moneypenny miniseries before the James Bond film comes out, and then you got to watch the Q miniseries after the James Bond movie comes out to know where the story goes after that. I just hope it's not that type of thing because I could see Amazon doing that.
The Young Adventures of James Bond. Yeah,
they did a James Bond Jr. in the 80s. That was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Well, everything had a cartoon in the
Yeah.
80s. Yeah.
I mean, it's like Rambo or RoboCop having like kids shows.
Yeah. All right. So, what would be your? So that was say. So, what would be your fifth one, man?
Let's see. It's one of two things. I
It
think
would.
Wolverine.
It is Wolverine. As I
I know
live
which
and
one.
breathe, it is the Wolverine. Yeah. This is a video game.
Yeah, man. I mean, Insomniac's got a great track record. They showed that one trailer off, and I thought that looked spectacular. Really captured everything about it. We went into quite a lot of detail, I think, when that trailer debuted last year. But I mean, it really feels like it's capturing that comic book character pretty perfectly. I think their Spider-Man games did that so well to begin with, and I think from the voice and the actor they picked to the design and just seeing it's that kind of thing where like a video game can have a level of realism and stick to the goofiness of the comics at the same time in a way that I just think a movie probably never can. And so
Mm,
you get just this is the comic just exactly as it looks, brought to life in a way that you probably never will get in a film exactly. And I think that's one of the great benefits of video games. And I mean, come on, how do you not get excited about if you're a fan of this character? How do you not get excited about seeing this footage?
well, I mean, some people are not too excited. I mean, some people gotta be find a way to be mad about something. But yeah, I mean, hey, this looks like good classic Wolverine action, man.
And Omega Red, like that is one of my favorite, like kind of maybe lesser known Marvel villains. And he's a big X-Men villain. Seeing that character look that good on screen, I mean that feels special.
Mm, yeah. So I mean, if they keep the same energy for the move, I mean, for the game, then I'll have a good time. Good hack and slash fun there. We saw somebody playing the Wolverine PS2 game there, or was that PS3?
PS3.
Uh, PS3
There
game
are some
there.
other PS2 games though that are not as good.
Yeah. And we was like, okay, if it can kind of do what the PS3 game did, then it'll be pretty fine there and keep some of the kind of the same mechanics and everything like that of
The
how
big
fun
thing
that
I'm
can.
hoping they carry over is that PS3 game had a programmed system in where you could actually see like his whole body get like blown apart, like all the way down to being a skeleton, and then in real time you'd watch it all grow back. And I thought that was such a cool mechanic in that game. And that's like the number one thing I'm hoping carries over.
Mm. Let me see if I can find that. I love the part where you team up with Will I Am and try to search for the other members of the team. I like that part a lot in the game. Uh, yeah. Let me see.
Will I Am was asking why I am when he was doing it.
Let's see. Is this it? This is the details of when he does it. Okay, so this shows a little bit of it right here. Um, let's see. So kind of like this is what you want, pretty much, huh?
Yeah. I mean, and you can, yeah, and you can. I mean, you can have him get blown up to the point that he's like, oh yeah, see that you can see the skeleton and stuff. I think that's just such a great thing to do with the character and something only a video game is gonna really get to show you in that much detail and have like over and over again happen throughout the game and regenerating in different ways too every time because you'll get hit in different spots. I mean, that's just a really cool piece of programming.
Mm, awesome there. All right. What's your number four?
All right. Well, if Wolverine was 5, then 4 is definitely replaced.
Yes, it is.
Now, this is
Wow.
currently the game I think I've been waiting on to come out the longest out of everything in the industry. This is announced in 2020, I think, or 2021. So it's like 5 years, or maybe 6 even, that this game has been getting released. Number one, I want you to just notice this is pixel art. Like
Mm,
for all the detail there, that's like pixel art, like retro pixel art. It's just so well done, man. I feel like they've evolved what pixel art can be with this game, honestly. Um, you know, kind of Blade Runner-esque setting, 2D sort of Metroidvania world design, Batman Arkham free flow combat with the like jumping between enemies counter system. What's not to like about this. I mean, I think it's got so many cool elements. It seems to be executing them all really tightly, compressing them together. Yeah, that shot there with the flare even kind of makes me think of the way the last Batman movie ended a little bit.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
But yeah, this game got announced a while ago now, and it's been just one of the, I think, most promising looking indie games for years at this point.
I think
combat looks fucking sick. I have to say.
We talked about this from a game show, right? Because we showed.
I think a couple different times.
Yeah, and this is some of the combat that you have here. Very cool.
And it is very much, the Batman games.
Yeah, very cool there. Okay, very cool. Yeah. I'm excited for this game too. This looks a cool game. I talked about it, I think when we talked about it when we were reacting to the game show that it came from. That this looks really good, really interesting.
The only thing is I don't know. It's an Xbox only for starters. It'll go multi-platform at some point because everything for the Xbox is going multi-platform, slowly but surely. So I don't know if I'll be able to play it right away when it comes out in March too, which is pretty soon. So I might not be able to play it right away, but man, I can't wait until it drops on the PlayStation as well.
All right. Your next thing is something coming out very soon.
Real soon this month.
All right. What you got?
Resident Evil Requiem. I mean, I'm excited about this to the point that I'm playing all of the games basically in the lead up to this release. Maybe I think I'm even going to do a little bit of 6 again. But yeah, I mean, this game I think looks really awesome. You've got half of it is the tone of like 1, 2, and 7. The other half is very much full, kind of modeled after 4. And if it can nail both of those things at the same time, I think it could be one of the best in the series. The experiment of having sort of 2 different or multiple different styles at the same time is something they tried in 6, but really when you look at 6, all of them are kind of just action campaigns. They're like they kind of all take on that feel. Whereas this is like one half of this really is that more slow-paced horror that you expect from, again, 2, 7. And I think that looks great. I think Grace looks like a really fun new character. Her mother being Alyssa Ashcroft from the Resident Evil Outbreak spin-off games back on the PS2 is really cool. And through these remakes and the new Resident Evil games over the years, we're coming up on 10 years of that, by the way. 7 came out in 2017. And then since 7, we've had 2 remake, 3 remake, 4 remake, and then Village, and then now 9. And through all those games, they've sort of taken these chances to, integrate the story of this as a series, I think, closer together. When 2 remake came out, it just brought a little more of what of like 4 Leon back into 2, especially with like the gameplay. When 3 came out, they had that sort of new bit that wasn't in the original where Nemesis was partially built using parasites. So then that ties into the lore of 4, which was not in the original games at all. Then 4 comes out. Leon's got this like much heavier character arc where he's got PTSD from the events of 2. And that very much seems to be sort of carried into 9 here, which I think I honestly think this is going to be like the Leon trilogy ender. I think this will be considered the 3rd and final Leon game. I'm really certain that it'll be like a swan song for him. And that's very exciting. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest video game characters of all time. I think 4 is one of the greatest video games of all time and invented a new genre. Like, it is that significant. And so if they can really live up to that legacy and kind of encapsulate both ends of the series at the same time, I mean, I think this has a chance of competing with something like 4.
Requiem. It's coming out February, 20th?
27th, I think.
Well, that's funny. Scream 7 is coming out on the same day. It's funny.
Interesting.
Yeah. Resident Evil Requiem. Yeah. So this is huge, highly anticipated. I mean, most of these Resident Evil games have been, highly reviewed. I mean, since, where did it all really kick off? Was it 7?
7. Yeah, because 6 was 2012, and then the series was kind of dormant for a while. And then 7 was this huge surprise comeback.
Shot in the arm.
Just reinvigorated the whole thing. And because 7 really feels a lot like 1. So it's a single home location. It's a residence. It's filled with evil residents in it. And 7 was actually the only game in the series where they flipped the titles around, because in Japan the series has always just been called Biohazard.
Mhm.
And Resident Evil 7, the full American title is Resident Evil Biohazard, and the full Japanese title is Biohazard Resident Evil. So 7 is the only game in the franchise where the Japanese release used the American title and vice versa.
Mm.
And ever since then, I mean, I think they've been on a run with every single one of these games. I know that some people were not as big of a fan of the 3 remake because it cut some stuff from the original.
Oh yeah, that was super short. Yeah.
I still think that game is pretty great, to be honest. But
Oh yeah, I did hear a lot of people come because it's only like what, a few hours or something like that. Like,
I mean, if you have never played it, and you don't know where to go and what to do, and you're exploring everything, I think you could get probably 6 hours out of that game.
Okay.
If you know what you're doing, like there's a trophy in it for beating it in less than 2 hours. Like if you know what you're doing and where everything is already on like a second playthrough, yeah, you could totally beat it super fast. But I still think there's a lot of stuff in that's really worth appreciating. And in particular, I think the character of Jill and how they kind of characterize her, I think that's really strong, which was sorely needed after 5 totally like threw her character in the garbage. So I think there's still a lot to love about even that one, which I know is the least liked of the newer ones, but I still think it's quite good.
Okay. All right. Talked about video games. Talked about movies. Now you got some shows to talk about, an anime there.
Yes, and I think because that was 3. Resident Evil is number 3.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I know exactly where we're at now. Steel Ball Run, man, JoJo's Part 7, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This show is something I really only got into in 2024. I think I watched the entire series twice that year. I mean, I even got a tattoo for it on my shoulder back here too. Man, I fell in love with this. Like this will rewire what your brain like understands to be possible within just the bounds of a story. It's hard to put into words just how weird and crazy JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is. But you know, so it's interesting here. This is sort of a fresh start. You could call this like a soft reboot in the way that like say like the Nordic God of War games are kind of a soft reboot, right? It is still a continuation, but it is kind of a fresh point. You could jump into this as your first one, and you could kind of pick up what's going on. It's taking place in a new continuity and new reality from the previous 6 parts, and all of those are very continuous and go forward in time each part. This has gone backwards in time to the Wild West, where a paraplegic horse jockey has to team up with a dude that kills people with steel balls to fight dinosaurs over pieces of Jesus.
Okay.
During a Olympic cross-country horse race.
That's how the Bible sounds to me. But
I mean, just the music, the wild color schemes that you see, and they're constantly changing colors, and color filters are being placed over different scenes of characters of different colors, like damn near every scene that happens. Like it really is. There's nothing else like this series. Like there's nothing else that is like this. And it is constantly fresh. It is constantly reinventing itself. And I have not read the books for this. Only watched the show. I've heard a lot of people say that this is their favorite part of the book. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, this show may only be reaching its peak right now. And I've already loved, the previous 6 parts of it that have come out.
Okay, and this is going to be on Netflix.
Yeah, March 19th. I believe it's going to be a weekly series. I think because the Stone Ocean, which was the last one, that they did this batch release where they'd release like, I don't know, 13 episodes. And then it's kind of like they kind of broke Invincible season 2 up that way, where it's like they did this weird batch of episodes and then long break. And so that happening with Stone Ocean, it killed some of the excitement and the hype. It was just released weird. And I think they've listened to the criticism and they're going back to weekly releases for this one. But the premiere is March 19th, and the first episode is going to be like an hour-long special. And it's
Wow.
supposed to be sort of all the setup and then the first stage of this race, all in like one big episode.
And we'll be there to do a review of that. Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stillborn Run there. We'll be there to do that.
And
My
there will
first
be some things that you might not get because you haven't watched the previous 6 seasons or previous 6 parts, but it is a continuity reset. So you won't be like if you jumped into part 6 without having watched the other 5, I think you could be lost and really not know what's going on. I think here you'll be okay. I think you'll get most of what's happening without having seen the other parts.
Okay. So yeah, March 19th, you said? 17th?
Yeah, March
19th?
19th.
Okay. Very cool there.
His name on his grill. I mean, he's got his name on his hat. These characters are insane.
Let's see. Go Zappel there. Zappelli.
Zappelli. And Zappelli is also like a play on Led Zeppelin.
Hmm.
Because like damn near everything in JoJo is a music reference. I mean, in the very first season, the very first part, which is only like 9 episodes long, the main villain is named Dio after Ronnie James Dio. And the main character learns from a master Zappelli there, and then his master Tom Petty shows up, and then the Dire Straits comes in to help out. Like, it's just there's music obsessive, and that's also why I always recommend sub over dub for this show, because in the dub they censor the music names for copyright reasons. So like all the characters have different names. And so they have these kind of bland generic names instead of like the actual names characters are meant to have. And there are some characters that whose names are not always music references, but like an overwhelming amount of them are. And so the like dubbed version of the series has just like a ton of censorship in it, which kind of sucks. But that's why I always make that recommendation with this one.
Okay, very interesting there. This the creator of JoJo Bizarre Adventure?
Yeah, that's Hirohiko Araki right there.
Very nice there.
And he loves music. He loves like the fashion world. If you Google JoJo poses, if you just Google image search that, you will see how into fashion and like just what this guy's brain is out there, man. I tell you, it's really is like nothing else.
Very cool there. Let's see there. Let's get all these kind of different things here. So these are like famous poses from models there? Or?
Yeah. A lot of them are lifted directly from like fashion magazines. I've seen comparisons. And I mean, they're constantly doing it. They'll just do this in the show. I mean, they'll literally like strike a pose and be like, and then start explaining something in like a monologue while they're doing that. And the color scheme of the entire image will change 35 times while they're talking.
What is this? So is this
and somebody, yep, there you go.
Pose, JoJo. Pose, JoJo.
When it's compared to, let me see if I can find something that's compared to.
Yeah, that's somebody like doing them rather than like the original magazine images. But yeah, they're definitely out there. They're definitely I mean, if you look maybe JoJo like fashion pose source, maybe that'll get
here we go. JoJo pose references. Okay. So there you go. Okay.
Oh yeah, all over the place. And it's a lot of going back to the 80s, because this is a series that has started in the 80s. The manga of JoJo was like 86 or 80 something, 87, something like that. He's been making this manga for a very, very long time. And the Steel Ball Run, the manga started, I think, in 2004. So we still have a long way to go before we're caught up to today. And there's even like current, like new JoJo coming out now in like manga form.
Really? Okay. Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, I think, because there's 8 parts that are done. This is part 7. So there's a whole other part that's completely finished, and then there's a part 9, and that's like currently releasing new chapters.
Okay, interesting. I wonder if any model's a big fan of JoJo. I wonder.
I wouldn't be surprised. It feels like it's playing to that world.
What was the motivation behind that pose? I wonder. Like,
I have no idea.
Like, what's-
JoJo, and well, I mean, I guess I don't know about the fashion magazine itself, but especially in JoJo, so you're gonna want to ask questions at the beginning of the show. Be like, well, how did that? Hold on a minute. It's one of those you got to kind of let those wash over you and just kind of let the insanity happen.
Well, okay. Very cool there. So that was your number 2, and your number 1.
From
Wow.
the amazing folks over at Remedy, Control Resonant. Man, well, you know how much I've harped on this universe. I even got you to play a bunch of these games, and yeah, it's super exciting to see the next piece of this coming out. They've been working on it for a good while. They've got multiple teams at Remedy, so Control Resonant has been in development for a good number of years. It's supposedly even got like a Q2 release attached to it. I don't know if it'll actually come out that soon, but if it is coming out that soon, I think there's a good chance we see it at this PlayStation show on Thursday, actually. Yeah, I mean, Alan Wake 2, I thought was like a masterpiece. The first Control, I think, is really, really amazing. And there's so much to this universe, and they've built so much. And Control, I would say, is the most heavy lifting world building out of any of the games. The Alan Wake games do a lot, but they really focus in on the Dark Place and Alan Wake's personal story in that one particular universe. Whereas the Control games, they're really blowing up, all right, this thing's coming from this reality. This thing's coming from this reality. These two things are fighting each other from this place. And it's really like the Ocean View Motel, right? Is this location in the game where there's doorways to all these different universes filled with like monstrous eldritch nightmares. And it's sort of like walking into the forest with all the doors and the trees and the Nightmare Before Christmas. It's like you don't know what's going to be behind any of those things. It's also like a really big, bold, risky move. One, because it's a completely different main protagonist. You're playing as Dylan, the brother, instead of Jesse this time around. And it's Remedy's first hack and slash game. So it's a completely different genre. And that I love that they do that, because Alan Wake 2 was a completely different genre from Alan Wake 1. Alan Wake 1 was like a psychological action thriller. Alan Wake 2 was a survival horror game. Now, broadly, those two things still have a lot in common. You're still, it's still horror toned in some way. It's still a third-person shooting game. But here we've gone from a third-person, like Metroidvania, basically, to a kind of open world action hack and slash RPG. I just love the bold, risky, just diversion of what they're making. Remedy does not rest on their laurels. They're trying new things every single time they put something out. I have no doubt that this is going to be incredible, and that I'm not going to shut up about it for 2 years.
Yeah, very much looks like something that Devil May Cry. Looks like he's got all these different upgrades and weapons. Again, he's using this type of weapon, kind of like Jesse, where it kind of morphs into different things, except he's using kind of this.
And that's also what Jesse is stabbing him with at the beginning of the trailer as well.
Yeah.
He's still in the coma here, so I'm assuming because the board bound her to the service weapon, which is her shape-shifting gun, I'm assuming she is binding him to, it's called the Aberrant is the name for this thing. There's actually in Alan Wake 2 and the first Control, there's something that looks very, very similar to this on Ahti's keychains, next with all of his keys that he's got hanging on his belt. So I think this weapon actually may be a gift from Ahti.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting universe, interesting lore going on. I mean, even the character Ahti, people got to really play Alan Wake Control to really know that character and get what that character's doing. The channel that you recommended to me really breaks down a lot of Remedy stuff. Their Gaming Illuminati, I think it is.
Gaming University.
Gaming Universe. Their Gaming University. There.
Damn Illuminati trying to teach me stuff.
Gaming Universe. They do a really great job. They break down a lot of stuff Remedy related to Remedy there. Really, really great stuff. So yeah,
especially if you don't have time to play like Quantum Break and Max Payne and like at this point, this will be like the 10th game or 10th game overall. So if you don't have time to go back and play every single one of these, this is a great channel to sort of be like, well, let me play Alan Wake. I don't quite get what's going on with Alex Casey. Let me watch these videos about Max Payne. You know, like that channel does a really amazing job of sort of filling in all the lore gaps of any games you maybe haven't touched yourself.
Yeah, very great there. I played the games and then I listened to the lore videos afterwards. That's what I typically ended up doing there. Actually, I just got some distressing news about Remedy. Actually,
Oh, really?
I don't know if you want me to read it to you.
I mean, that's might hurt my heart, but I suppose I should find out at some point.
So it says here, I just got this, came across my feed here. It says here, Remedy's new CEO is a former sports betting guy and EA executive who aims to scale Remedy in a way that builds lasting value.
Well, that's a little worrying. That's a little worrying. I don't think we have to worry about it with this game, Resonant, just because it's been in development for a while already. So I can't imagine it'll have any effect on this game. But yeah, that is concerning for the future, for sure.
It says, so his name is Jean Charles Gouchidian, Gaudjian.
I hope that Sam Lake had some say in who got hired, or is this maybe some influence within the company here, because you know, Remedy's a really special company, and they, you know, on a big AAA budget, or not even AAA budget. I mean, their budgets are lower than a lot of AAA games, but on a sort of AAA scale of like what the game looks like when it comes out, they really experiment like nobody else does, and I hope to God that we don't have to go through a period of Remedy losing their touch because of this guy.
So let me go back to this article real quick. It says, under JC's leadership, we are all well positioned to significantly accelerate growth under guide remedies towards greater independence through self-publishing and deliver sustained value to our players, partners, and shareholders. That is in a nutshell is how Remedy ended up needing a CEO in the first place. Makes critically acclaimed games, but not a lot of money. Alan Wake 2 probably would have dominated the Game Awards scene in 2023 were it not for Baldur's Gate 3. Well, they can't really do anything about Baldur's Gate 3 coming out.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do anything about the other games that come out. And I mean, I'll say this: it's possible that Alan Wake 2 might have done better if it had been on Steam as well, because it's for the PC version, it's only on the Epic games. But that's also because Epic funded the game. And so the game might not have gotten made if not for that funding money that came through. I think it's also important note too, because the Max Payne remake should be the next thing after Control Resonant, and the Max Payne remake, that budget's being fronted by Rockstar, and Remedy's just getting to develop the game. Well, Rockstar sort of just pays for the whole thing. And I think Max, you know, as much as I love this universe and I'm just like total diehard fan of it, Max Payne still seems to be the most mainstream game Remedy's ever done. And I think with Rockstar paying for the budget and then Remedy getting to develop the remake with their, you know, artistic integrity they've showed for so long, I feel like that game is basically just a massive profit waiting to happen.
Yeah. It says, but the release of 2025's release of FBC Firebreak was a disaster, even by that standard. Remedy was forced to issue a profit warning to shareholders just a few months after its release, and shortly after that, then CEO Tirio Rachala stepped down after 9 years in the role. So I guess they're saying, like, I guess Remedy needs to start making some money, man. They need some new leadership to come in there. So got to get more of characters in Fortnite. You know, got to start licensing it off, I guess. Do some more multiplayer games. Oh, did Sage freeze there? Oh, I think Sage. Oh, yeah, his computer just fully crashed there. Okay. But that was the last thing Sage had for his most anticipated was Control Resonant there. Okay. Close out there for the day. Thank you, Sage. Thanks for coming on, man. I'll close out right there. I'll go ahead and raid somebody. I'll go ahead and raid who's on right now. Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just end it right there. I'll go ahead and raid Hunter there. He's on playing some Star Wars Battlefront. I'll go ahead, I guess, give him a raid there. Or, well, I guess I'll do Rini Goddess. I'll go ahead and give maybe her a raid. But thank you, Sage. Thanks for stopping by, man. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I'll be back. I'll be back Thursday. I'll be with Neil and Nick there. We'll be doing a reviews there for Iron Lung, His and Hers, Ride Lane, and The Last Dragon there. I'll also be back Friday doing Dracula, The Stranger Things Chapter 3, Whistle, Crime 101, Wuthering Heights, The Moment, and Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Hopefully Sage can join with a non-crash computer. Love to have him on again Monday there. We'll probably do Fallout, maybe some anime if I can binge it there. So I'll try to do Fallout and maybe Solo Leveling this weekend. But I'll send you all over to Renee Goddess there. Very awesome. Very much appreciated. Yeah. And if anyone wants to check out your book, Red Age on Amazon, make sure to put that link in the description below. All right, everybody, stay tuned. Goodbye.